left off, our adventurers had fled from the Adder Farm, bodies in tow of fallen companions and family members of new crew. Lily is one of the villagers that have joined the crew now. Her father, her brother, and I believe her sister, correct me if I'm wrong, are right now in the pirate chest of cooling that you guys have found, along with Thimble the Nimble. All who fell fighting off a plague of monstrous insects that overran the village and was destroying the crops. You guys were sailing into, on your way, those last few days into Mulajara, you passed by the Deliverance, a giant ship where you saw one of their crew members was walking the plank. You guys stopped and talked to him. He begged to come up on board, claiming that the captain was too hard, too crazy, and you found out that he was a mutineer.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah. And you guys cast a zone of truth to find out all that information and kind of left him to his own. You guys sailed on. And long into the night, you guys were resting, or some of the crew was resting, and those on the night shift shouted out, "Land ahoy!" Mulajara is now in your sights in the dead of night on dark water. You don't see the land as much. The moon itself has darkened. It is vacant from the sky. The sky fills with stars and all their swirlings passing through. And you guys see in front of you now what looks like an island on fire. The lantern light coming from this multi-tiered outpost, in a way, shoots up into the sky in the distance, and that red light reflects off of the water before it recedes into darkness before you, and you know that it's only a matter of time now that you make your way onto dry land and enter the Pirate King's dominion, the pirate alcove that is Mulajara, the capital of all pirate activity. You guys are sailing ahead. The crew has woken up. Morning is the sun will rise here maybe in a few hours. You'll probably end up docking before the sun rises if all goes well. The captain is waking the crew that has been sleeping the longest and is starting to have everybody bring up boxes of supplies and the goods that you have shipped from Cobus here, including a lot of the vegetables that you got from the Adder Farm. There is a tenseness in the air as the captain's barking these orders at you guys, but with that tenseness comes an excitement as well. Mulajara is known as a cutthroat place, but also a free place. It's bound by pirate law, and but it's a law that people are able to live freely within. There's certain rules, but if you play by those rules, then anything goes. And the smell of cooked meats and food and life kind of waft even now as you see it in the distance. This large bay in the islands has opened up, and you guys are now sailing straight to Mulajara. Is there anything you guys would like to do in your preparation on landing in the dock?
I would like to finish Nauti.
Real quick, I'm just gonna help the captain yell at the crew,
okay.
and keep them looking alive and moving their asses.
Do a persuasion check, and I'll give you a little. You can use a little bardic inspiration dice on that because you've honed those skills, or you're honing those skills. You've done a good job.
You did a good job.
You did a good job.
Exemplary quartermastering.
Hadal, what are you getting into?
I don't know. I think just helping the crew,
Cool.
tying shit down, practicing the skills I've been working on.
All right. What's Hadal's experiences in Mulajara been before this? Like maybe a newer crew member, as you're tying something down, ask you, so what's it like? We've only heard stories, and there's a lot of different things out there they say about this place.
They're all true, and much more. I mean, it's a pirate city, so I think it's wise to keep your head on a swivel, and maybe keep your mouth shut, kind of, until you know what's what. Don't look at anybody sideways. I mean, it's full of rowdy pirates. So just watch your ass mostly.
Watch my ass. Got it. Sinclair, what did you roll?
28.
28. You getting this crew in tip-top shape. You get your conversation's kind of broken up by Sinclair yelling some things at some people on the boat. Val, go ahead and give me a tinkering check.
I would like to actually ask for Sinclair's help. Actually, I want Sinclair to see this.
Yeah, okay.
I would go over to him to give me a hand with this last bit before we dock.
Right. Keep it up. Keep the pace. We're doing this. I slap someone on the ass, and then we go down the stairs.
Hadal just said to watch my ass, and I wasn't even doing it.
Rule number 1, head in the swell.
So what's going on down here? What we got?
Well, I need to replace his power core before we dock, just to finish, so he can actually use the arm.
Oh, okay. Is it how?
I just want you
tell
to
me what
see
to do. Oh, okay.
this. And the power core is in his head. I will have opened up the diving helmet, and inside it's like the power core, and then I imagine basically an arcane circuit board where it's like the blue goes through like the lines and sigils and
where's his eyes?
And bursts.
Val, where's his face? What's this?
This is what I wanted you to see. I know it's confusing because it's shaped like a big lad, but it's a machine. It's a marvelous machine, but I mean, I was sort of hoping you seeing this would let you know how I think of him.
Right. Okay.
It's an infusion. So
what's an infusion exactly?
It's a magic made artifice. It's
a techno marvel, you saying? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's cool that you make him look like a person, though.
Well, I didn't
that's really tricky. I thought he was wearing a mask.
Well, that's what it is in here.
Because I'd be telling him to keep one eye on the ship and one eye on the horizon, like I'm telling the rest of the crew. And I figured he was just doing it.
It's not quite the same. A lot of it's similar. But that's
well,
that's what I do.
Well, that's interesting. Why are you showing me this though? Why did you need help or?
Well, I need your this part requires a deft hand.
Oh well.
Night night, Nauti, and I'll try and take the power core out. Oh, I got crit. I got 20.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
All
So
right.
that's a fucking 33. Are you
Yeah, I
gonna?
think-
Can you inspire me?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't sound like you needed it, but you have it.
No, don't.
If you want to maybe make that a 39, if you roll a 6 on it.
Will a 33 do it?
A 33. With that, with Sinclair's help, Sinclair, you're looking at this thing that you've considered an ally, and now it's kind of laid out in front of you, motionless, machine-like. It seems just like the engine almost. Kind of sobers you up to what you thought Nauti might be a little bit in this moment. And you guys work together to take out the old power core, and you see the circuits kind of fade to a dull blue as they get lower and lower and flicker until they eventually turn off. You see the essence or the power of Nauti kind of disappear, and Val takes one of those beads, right? One of the beads off of the chain that you guys got at the bottom of the judgment, and she's made this like, the old power core is a little bit bigger. You can see it's seen some wear as she pulls it out and sets it on the desk, and both of you work together to place this this new power core in its holding into the slot where the old one was. And she does a few adjustments on it. She tinkers some things, she solders some things
I think it's a lot of like mending and shocking grasp just out of her fingertips, like soldering. Yeah.
This is the finger licking them and kind of getting in there on the details, and you press some things down as she solders them and wires them together, and eventually she flips the switch on Nauti, and the blue light glows bright for a second, so bright that you guys can barely look at it, as this new, very powerful power core breathes sparcane energy back into this machine, and Nauti kind of jolts up a little bit, like somebody coming to after receiving CPR. And you guys put the mask down, and you can see there's like maybe in Nauti's big face circle, there's kind of a blue light that traces around as he's kind of cycling through the processes of coming back online.
Booting up.
Booting up. Yeah, it's got that like little swirl that your cursor does sometimes, and as it swirls around, Val starts to close his face again and make some adjustments on Nauti, and he eventually, you guys sit back, and Nauti, it glows dim for a second, and then his face a little bit, that blue that he used to have, that blue glow on his face, is now a little lighter, a little brighter blue.
There he is.
And you see the blue tracing like blood and veins kind of coming down into his form, and Nauti comes back online and is able to kind of move with a swiftness and a power that he didn't have before.
Oh, he's not as clunky, eh?
Oh boy.
He's a fast boy, this one. Now, so is he faster because he got the smaller one core from the judgment instead of this big lunky one?
Aye, it's more concentrated. It's more kilotons that he's used to. So, I mean, we'll see what he can do with it. Okay. Certainly the new arm attachment, but
now those what were they, Warforged back in Feed? Do they have those power cores? You ever fiddle with one of those guys?
He's not technically a forged. It's not. It's an older model. I couldn't begin to tell you how those work. That's beyond me.
Okay, but Newcraft built this guy?
No, he was a gift from the dwarves.
Gift from the dwarf. Oh, so the same guys.
Same what made the forged, but he was before. Okay. He's about as old as I am, actually. Just a bit before the war. It's an older series. He wasn't built for the things we've been doing.
Battle. Well, he's got that shiny new spark in his head. So look at him. He's just doing laps around a room. He's really fast.
Yes, he's going through kind of like basic motor functions, kind of like processing, kind of jumping jacks and things. He turns around and you hear kind of a sound valve that kind of sickens your stomach a little bit. Like gears grinding on each other.
Well, all right.
Go ahead and do an intelligence check. This is just you kind of doing kind of an insight on Nauti or kind of on your mechanism.
22.
Okay. You've never heard it kind of grinding, but you think maybe because he's got such a powerful core in him now that maybe there's some components, maybe some mechanical, but maybe even some of his programming that's being kind of overloaded a bit by the power core. And you kind of come to the conclusion that it's been a while since he's been kind of reprogrammed before or had like an update. And so he's just
all right, don't overexert yourself. Well,
he seems to be motioning. I mean, his diagnostics and everything seem to be correct and everything. He seems to be moving, but he seems to have a little extra juice in him now that needs to kind of be harnessed in the right way by possibly his programming.
Well, take it easy and we'll figure out what more you can do here.
But yeah, Nauti seems great. I think you're called out. The captain might come down. Val, is the engine everything ready to go?
Aye, it's
okay.
Right.
I just want to make sure, just in case we have to make another escape quickly or something. God forbid, yes. But I just wanted to make sure that everything was ready to rock if we had to go.
Backup plans.
Aye, should you need it, he's ready.
That's why you're the captain.
You never come into Mulajara without a backup plan. Okay, well, if you're sure that everything is good to go, then I will not worry.
Captain, don't worry. This is all gonna work out.
That is why you all are the moral compass on this boat.
All right, yeah. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll all be fine.
I'd like to hang back with Sinclair after.
Yeah. Okay. She goes out. Okay. Sinclair. Quartermaster stuff. I have some paperwork for you to go through.
Paperwork. Yeah. Right. Okay.
It's just we have a log of everything that we have that we need to go over and make sure that the right materials get to the right people and that we receive the correct payment for them.
Yes.
And that they receive the correct quantities and everything. But it seems simple enough this time around. It's nothing extremely complicated, but I'm sure you'll take care of it all right.
Yes, ma'am. On it. Where was it? You said? Is it in your hand? Are you handing it to me?
Yeah, I'll hand it to you, and she hands you kind of like a thick kind of like ledger.
Cool. Yeah, I just kind of flip through it. Like, right. Yeah. Right.
Peering over his shoulders, like.
A lot of words, a lot of numbers.
A lot of numbers, lot of words, a lot of columns, and
if you have any questions or anything about where to go, who to talk to, or anything, you can talk to myself. Or Hadal knows this place as well. He's He's been to Mulajara with us a few times, so we can
Right,
point you in
yeah.
the right
And what should we expect? Like, do we have a meeting? Do we need to meet with anybody? Are you going to handle that? Or like,
if you feel free to go out throughout the day and finish these deals, and maybe at the end of each day kind of report back to me what we can check off the list together.
right, okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I've got 2 questions. Who can we sell the power cores to, and who on this island knows how to raise dead?
Oh yeah.
There are just a few religious organizations here on the island. There is one to the Stormlord, one to the Wildmother. But other than that, I would say I don't. They have places of healing, but places of resurrection. But the things we've had to do in the past is we've had to talk to one of the cults or the organizations here on the island, the religious organizations. I shouldn't call them cults. But I would make that another priority. Val, if you want to spearhead that, or if you and your team want to figure that out, that would be helpful, because we will need to do that. And I will talk to Lily about all the paperwork that comes with that. As for Nimble, we'll probably end up having to take the cost for his revival out of his earnings. So don't worry about Thimble. Just get a price, find a place, come up with a plan, report back to me. I have to deal with a captain's meeting with the Pirate King. When I come in, I have to check in.
Right.
Oh no.
Right.
So funds are not an issue. We're just finding someone who can do the job.
You find out who can do the job and how much this is going to be for us.
Maybe we could get like a discount since we got 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Aye, a bulk resurrection.
Hadal is fully capable as well as for bringing people back. I know that he needs certain supplies, so I'm going to entrust him to find those things, whatever he needs. But yeah, once we come on land, just find the thing that kind of works best for this family. Their income is pretty thin, but we'll figure something out.
Did we determine that the cost of me doing it would be the same as having someone else do it? I mean, at least
It
the cost.
depends what they're charging.
It's possible that we might be able to. I think that this would be very important for us to have in the future if you're capable of casting these spells. That maybe we could buy the items in bulk, and maybe we could use some of the ship's funds to increase the quantity. And if we buy in bulk, maybe we can get a better deal on it, and you might be able to get the necessary spell components in order to cast these spells that you need now, and maybe we'll have some for reserves in the future. So it may come out cheaper for us if we find the right deal.
Right. It seems like since the components used for performing resurrection are the same cost as those for reincarnation. No?
Raised dead is 500, reincarnated
Oh,
is 1,000.
that's right.
But
Oh,
that's
so
just
that's
the
what I thought.
material components. That's not necessarily what someone
Yeah.
would charge for the service. If it's
Right.
that kind of a situation.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about Raised Dead. I was looking at Resurrection. Okay.
But
Well, I'm also, I'm sort of a follower of the Stormlord and the Wildmother, so we could hit up those temples. So maybe there's a magic man, a holy person who could help us out with that. Maybe they're there.
it seems as though your team constantly have surprises. I didn't know you were a devout wild folk.
I mean, the devout is, you know, I just give up. I give praise where I see it, right? The salt wind warm on my chest in the morning, you know, Wildmother, that's you. Keeping safe in a storm, you know, living through fighting a bug, you know, chord right there, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, let me know your report back. I have to, once we receive these funds, then I will be divvying them up between the crew and the ship. And, you know, whatever you all have to pay in order for, if you are not staying on the ship, if you're going to lodging or anything, if you need advances or anything, let me know. I trust you all. Yeah.
Right.
You all, we have talked about it briefly, but you all are continuing the voyage once we leave Mulajara, no?
That's my
Correct.
intention.
Unless something absolutely crazy happens, which I doubt. Nothing like that ever happens to us.
Well, I don't know where we're sailing next, so keep that in mind. Try to find a job, try to find something. We'll probably end up leaving here with a few options.
Right.
So we'll talk about them.
Yeah, yeah. There's the Cove of Holding too. That's not too far out. That's the first one.
That is on my mind as well. I think that might be a good side excursion. Maybe we can take a smaller crew up there, maybe for a day or two, and try to figure it out.
You can take up to 15 on the folding boat.
It might be worth checking out. If we have a method of traveling quickly, it might not be a bad idea.
Or maybe a way to control the current that would propel us faster, you know?
That sounds like powerful magics. I don't know if we have such a capability.
That's out of my wheelhouse.
Maybe if we get Thimble back, maybe he could
Thimble back on his feet,
no,
right?
Actually, if I may just go ahead and nip that in the bud, I don't think that that's something that Thimble can do, but actually I do have that power, so it's something. I mean, it's a modest, you know, control of the currents, but I can do that.
Hadal, you continue to be one of the best decisions I've made.
Well, Captain, you know, it's, you know, we're all always growing, you know, and, you know, facing adversity, you know, we challenge ourselves and we grow, and, you know, I'm, you know, you could say I'm getting stronger by the day, but that might be a little over the top. But I've picked up some tricks here and there. No shortage of tricks from watching you, and anyways.
Well, we're going to need tricks where we're going. So.
Hadal, why are you blushing?
I'm sorry. It's just a different shade of teal. I think it must be something in the air.
Okay. You all have your missions. You all know what you need to do.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, was there a garage or somewhere that'll take the power cores?
A garage.
Let me ask the Pirate King. Something like that. That is hot contraband. And you'll probably find many people in town that will buy it, but the best seller for that, we might need to do a little investigation. This might be something that the Pirate King himself might be interested in. So.
I'll hold on to it then.
Hold on to it. Keep it safe. Keep it protected. Don't just leave it laying around on the ship or something like that. You have bags of holding. You have. Anything you need, let me know. This is a hot ticket item that we have. This might be the thing that saves our ass in the end. However, I will remind you that you all were on Cobus yourself doing that mission. That was not a Rising Sun mission. So it is ultimately your decision what you want to do with it, how you want to split up those funds together. But
we have several, don't we?
Yeah.
We've got 39 on board now.
39 power cores?
Total. I mean, the strands that we found on the Judgment, it's
VX poison.
That's the majority of it. It's
were they like 12 each or something on those strands?
It was 3 strands of 12 each. Mm-hmm. So 36.
And then we found others at some point, didn't we?
And we've picked up other. I just used one, so we're down to 39.
Well, I say we sell some and keep some.
I think we could get away with selling the whole 3 strands.
But I mean, just to keep enough for us to have, you know, to power our own engine.
let's see if there's anything that we can use for the ship, if there's any improvements that we can make. I wouldn't mind having the fastest ship in the fleet. That wouldn't be totally fine with me. But we don't know what might be in that cove of holding. There might be something that could be used for that. I don't imagine there's going to be any sort of kingdom warship in there that we're going to need to power, but who knows?
It belonged to another captain before?
Scarletta
of the Crimson Tide.
Hmm.
So be careful of tricks, traps, anything too. I wouldn't go mentioning that name. I know that the Crimson Tide definitely had connections here. They weren't part of any inner circle of the Pirate King or anything like that, but they were no stranger to Mulajara, so they may have allies here, so keep a tight lip. If you can find out any more information about what they were up to or anything like that, that might help us our needs out, our own information, which is one of our greatest assets. I feel like we have learned quite a bit, more than I have on any sort of other voyage before. So we know a lot about the world, and I think that could be a great asset to us and where we go next.
Right.
I'd like to do one more thing on the sly. I want to send an animal messenger, seagull or whatever, to Tyros to tell him when we're arriving, and maybe I'll ask him to meet us. Like, we're arriving at night, so I'll ask him to meet us, like not this coming day, but the next day at our normal spot.
Okay, sounds cool. Okay.
I want to grab Sinclair before we dock, just like as this conversation ends, just like hold him back.
Captain thanks you all, appreciates you all, and she goes back to waking the rest of the crew up, getting people ready. You guys are left, the three of you in there, and Nauti.
Right.
The three of us?
Well, Hadal's in there.
I could maybe I walked out to go do my message thing.
Well, that's fine. I mean, or
I didn't. I assumed you meant you wanted to talk to Sinclair alone.
I do, but I also, before you go, clap like arms around either of you. Well, that doesn't work out with height, but
shoulder.
Hey, hey, I owe you both drinks when we get to Mulajara. Both of you saved my life on this trip.
Right.
Let me cover.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about time. It's about time you start.
I don't know if you've been keeping
drinks.
tabs, but
Show some gratitude. Yeah, no, it sounds good. Yeah, and I know a couple spots you might like, so yeah, that sounds good to me.
I also wanted to ask, I'd love to get a room while we're docked if I can. Are you thinking the same? Like, we could try and stay at the same place.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, I think a couple nights off the ship sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I'm down. I'll bunk up with whoever. I take up very little space.
I just don't. I want to go out in the time, but I don't want a repeat of our last night on Cobus.
Yeah, that was a night. That was a legendary night for sure.
I know a spot that should be restful, quiet. It should not be a repeat of that night.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be too quiet.
Well, my thought is we can go and visit all the rowdy places we want, but where we'll stay the night is more relaxed.
That sounds good. I'll follow your lead, I suppose.
We've also got wanted posters floating around.
Even here?
Do we just lean into that, or do we do some kind of disguise? Or, I mean, it's kind of clouty, right? To have a big bounty. It's not like pirates are going to try to get us on a bounty.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's not normally the kind of place where people are trying to, capture people for bounties. I mean, that there would be no shortage of competition, and I think it'd have to be an absorbently high bounty for people to try to make a move in Mulajara, but it is possible.
Okay, well, I'm probably going to keep like a little towel on the hilt of this Scarletta's rapier in case one of her buddies is around and notices that I have it.
Yeah, that's wise.
So I'll probably just do that. Yeah.
This is sort of something this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Our image as we come into this place. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hadal. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Hadal, but I get the sense we might have to compromise on the heroics a bit so we can survive this place to save more people later on. I don't know that you can keep pulling that kind of shit you pulled with the mutineer. I mean, these are...
Yeah, I think I understand that now.
These are hopefully going to be our allies if we eventually sail with them. If they're out here killing and enslaving people, that might have to be their business for now.
Yeah. No, if I have any chance, like if we could find Miwo and get him taken care of, that'd be ideal for me. But I'm not gonna try to bring down a Pirate King while we're here. That's a promise. I might talk to him. If I get the chance to talk to him, I might talk to him. But I
mean, just to Val's point, even apart from the Pirate King himself, I mean, you're likely to see all manner of injustices in Mulajara. I mean, it is a pirate city.
Oh, really?
The law is limited. Yes, that seems likely. I think you'll have to just sort of turn a blind eye.
Well, it's
I'm not saying you have to commit any crimes. Just don't be an arc if you see crimes being committed.
Well, it sounds like there's no one really to tell around these parts.
Yeah.
But what if, I mean, essentially, hang on, though. I found a contradiction in their little pirate code. If I catch somebody doing something bad, they got caught. They broke the pirate code, not me.
Well, it's not like... I don't remember all the terms of the pirate code, but I think there's slavery probably in Mulajara and in the trade of slaves. That's what I would expect in a pirate city. I don't remember if that's breach of the pirate code. So, for example, it may be things that are against your moral code that are not exactly in breach of the pirate code that you might just have to ignore. Or if you intend to do something about it, you better do it well.
Thoroughly.
Yeah. No, it'll be... No, I won't get up to any shenanigans like that.
It's just for now.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not saying we can't save anyone. I'm saying we can't save everyone.
But what you could do is you could take names. You take names, a little notebook, and then you remember, and then maybe some other time, we say, oh, that guy was an ass in Mulajara, and we should kill him now.
And free his slaves.
Right.
Exactly. I don't think that me personally, I have the power to really change anything that's going on. Big style like that, slavery, shit like that. That's a later on down the road.
Sure. Yeah.
Ideal.
Well, they do say, be the change you want to see in the world. So I mean, it's got to start
exactly.
But, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Is this the moment? If we're trying to gain allies, this is maybe not the time.
To rain on their slavery parade. I think you're right.
I'm against it as well. I want to be clear, but it's sort of a timing thing.
Yeah.
I think he gets the point.
I get it. I don't like it, but here we are.
So first order of business, we're going to try to see about the resurrection business. Maybe sell a few items, not the power cores yet, because Captain's going to try to find us a primo buyer.
Right.
Other business.
Yes,
see if we can scare up some work. No.
I've got a whole book of business right here. I throw it on a table and it opens up to a random page.
Yeah.
So we got to do this business right here, and I point just to a random spot.
Just a
on
random
the
line
page
item.
while I'm talking. Yeah.
I
Business.
sell all that
Business.
lettuce.
Three barrels of salted fish.
Right. Yeah, we got to sell that. So I
No,
think
I think actually that we already ate. I think on board, so it's not like a something. But you know,
yeah, there is an X right.
You know what? Actually, I'm not.
Yeah.
You're the quartermaster. I'll leave it to you, and I'll leave it in your capable hands. I'm gonna go see about some things on deck. Right.
All right.
Do we need to first sell things to have funds to do the resurrections, or we're just finding whoever can do them, and then we'll figure it out?
I think that was the captain's idea. With that, we would find who would do it, get an idea of what the price is going to be, see if it's not cheaper for me to do it myself, and we can find the components we need, or that sort of thing.
Aye, that's top priority, I suppose.
Yeah, we can't let it. Can't. What do we got? 8 days left? 9 days left?
Yeah. 8, I think.
Right. Yeah, we've got plenty of time.
Okay. Well, Val, let's take a look at this here ledger. We can get a proper plan together. Then we can go out and see the place and where we need to go to do stuff.
We're arriving at night or like
at dawn?
Pre-dawn.
Dawn we arrive.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I thought you guys disappeared for a second on my screen, and I thought I lost internet. It takes a while. You guys get closer and closer to the city now as you come back up on deck after being down in the ship a while, talking this all out and kind of making these plans. Mulajara now stands before you in the lantern light. You can see that what it looks like is on these spires, these fjords of jagged rocks that kind of peek up into the air, teeth-like fangs of large stone shooting up into the air. Around you guys is a mess of ships on the water, all docked up, and they look like they're full in the area that you've come to, because you guys have kind of come into the part of the parking lot where the best spots are, right in the bay, right at the entrance. It's all kind of full right here. So the ship has to kind of keel to the side a little bit of these massive teeth that go around, and as you sail around the side, on the broadside, you can see the island or this hideout kind of lit up now. Lanterns hang inside broken ships, massive ships that seem to be on the bottom, connecting, kind of almost look like they've been crashed into these teeth, or like these teeth have jutted up and they're like, these ships are like the mess in between these teeth. And it's not just like one layer, they seem to stagger up, and you can see bows and masts of ship connecting these intricate islands, all jutted kind of close together, but are connected by the bones of previous pirate ships. The red glow of the lantern light kind of fills them up and gives it that fiery appearance at night. You see people walking from plank to plank up in the higher areas, and down on the bottom it glows brighter as most of the commerce happens down there, and it seems as though you can hear people shouting and screaming, making deals with each other, laughing. Raucous noise comes from the bottom echelon of these islands. The decks are all jammed together. There's pieces broken. There's barnacles growing up on some. You see holes in some ships. Some have been kind of lackadaisically patched up. There's torn sails that flap in the air, kind of like worn out banners and flags of a broken, rowdy kingdom. And you see crowds of people kind of coming off of the docks of their ships or returning to them. You see people carrying cargo as you guys are going down. It opens up into a larger kind of bay where one dock is. You can see a dock in the distance where there might be more parking spaces or docking spaces for you all. In there, you see some fishmonger pouring out bad fish off of the side. You see in this large barrels that they're pouring over, you see what you swear looks like a body or two splash into the water as well. And as it hits the water boils with life. Sinclair, you hear what's your seahorse? War seahorse.
Oh, that's Murray.
Murray, thank you. Just pings in your head. Big fish, big fish, big fish. As the boil kind of just continues to churn, you see what look like children running around on the docks and everything on these bottom areas. This place is full of life, even on the higher levels. You see people moving around, but most of the life happens down here, dockside. And as you guys come into the, I'm going to say, the eastern docks of Mulajara, kind of the second best parking space, you find a few places. Some have chains linked up in front of them that have different ship names on them, like they have their own parking spaces. Some docks that are reserved for certain ones. But you guys are able to squeeze in kind of near the end of one of these docks itself and find a good spot to park. It's near the edge, so you're not kind of blocked in by other ships. You have a little seaside on one end, and on the port side, you have another ship next to you. You guys are parked kind of close, and people start throwing rigging. People climb down off of the ship and start getting that rigging tied up, so that way the dock or the ship can be moored here. And
I think before we park, I want to do two things. One, I want to mend the little silencer back onto my gun.
Mm-hmm.
And second, as we get closer and start seeing like names of ships that maybe Val recognizes from Kingdom horror stories.
Yeah, go for it.
I think
do a perception check. DC's pretty high because it's kind of dark still.
Perception. A 19.
19. Yeah. You see a ship that you're parked next to on your port side is called the Thunder, and you know that rings true to stories you've heard of a ship that you've heard about in your past, and you've seen on your way here. This is one of the part of the armada of the Deliverance right here. Then you guys are parking next to it. There's a chain on the other side, and you have a feeling that might be for a ship that you guys saw a mutineer fall off of. You guys are parked right next to pirate royalty.
And Scarlet, or what's her name, Marana, she didn't catch that boat? She didn't clock it?
Parking next to the one that she was so cagey about.
As the ropes are coming down, she's like, "Oh shit, no."
I think in this, like, seeing that, it kind of.
It's not a big deal. We're on fine terms. It's just, there's a lot to, they have a lot of opinions, and they have a certain code. You'll see when they come back in there.
And
strange.
Are they going to that pirate that captain meeting you was talking about?
They're part of the inner circle of the Pirate King as well. I can only imagine that that they'll be there eventually. So just know that the Captain Breinhardt is one of the most cutthroat pirates I've met. So don't fuck around with her ships. It will be fine. Don't fuck around with her crew unless you have to.
Just don't get caught.
Just don't get caught. Don't come running back to the ship if something goes bad. Message me and we'll figure out a plan, okay?
We'll run to the cove.
We have no reason to fuck with them or their ships at all. Zero
exactly.
reason.
So I have zero problem with parking next to them.
And we won't get caught.
Okay, she's just.
There's nothing to be caught doing. We have no reason to be caught or do something that could result in being caught.
That's exactly why I'm not worried even a little bit.
It'd be terrible if our prank war spilled over into the pirate fleet.
That would be terrible.
Hey Val, remind me. I need to run something by you. An idea I had.
It could result in increased morale throughout the 10,000 islands.
That's right.
She wouldn't have any more problems with mutineers. Well,
I think the prank war between ships would not have the same effect amongst the crew of our ship. I think that, yeah.
We'll feel it out. We'll get a sense for their sort of style.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried. She just repeats to herself
Captain,
as she walks
away. Everything's gonna be fine, Captain.
I think though, like seeing these ships and recognizing them, it kind of dawns on Val for the first time that we're fucking pirates. Like we're sailing with. If a war has begun, she is now sailing with the opposing side. Like, truly a traitor to the crown. And I think she goes to like take off her kingdom jacket, and it gets caught on the compass from JP, and she leaves it on instead.
You should just turn it inside out.
I think I'm gonna leave it, mate.
Just be the kingdom pirate.
Oh, I mean.
That's cool though. You're already wanted.
I've been hiding and lying for years on Colbus. Maybe I can just be myself here. Let the pirates know not every Filian noble licks the king's boots, you know?
Yeah. It's not like you're worth a ransom to your mom anyway. I mean...
If not here, then...
We got other VIPs. You know, what's another one? We got 3 or 4 of them down there. So... Do people ride horses here? Or is this an island city of pirate ships?
Yeah, I mean, there wouldn't. Yeah, no, I wouldn't think there'd be any horses. It'd be weird to bring horses here, and then I mean, imagine like a maze of ship decks and docks and piers and stairs, and it's just not
right. Okay, then and we're supposed to be here for like a week or something.
I imagine a few days at least. Okay, then I'll probably turn Murray back into Ludwig, the flying guy, and then we could get around a little bit quicker, maybe. I don't know if either of you have in mind for breakfast, but before we get started on our errands, we could go get a bite. I could show you one of my favorite places and.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah.
Start.
At your mercy.
All right.
Okay. As the plank is lowered, Agathor, the smellblind, announces to the crew, "Welcome to Mulajara, mates. Watch your throats lest they be cut." And people
and your coin purses at that.
The crew kind of cheers as you guys have docked safely and completely. You guys get down off of the plank that goes down onto the dock, and you.
As we disembark, I'm already taking my coin purse and I'm like putting it here. I'm like tying it extra tight.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at Hadal like, oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. You guys get off the dock and there's already kind of people approaching your ship as you guys are kind of unboarding. People that seem to be looking for, like, dock hands looking for work and everything. They look bedraggled. They got long beards that have been knotted up. You see people with many scars on their faces, both men and women of all different types of races. Half-orcs, you see elves, dwarves, you see halflings, dragonborn out here, missing scales on their faces and on their hide. You guys walk down the dock, and you see as you pass these other ships, some that look like they've been docked here. You see sentries on those ships. You see people sitting on chairs down by the planks that enter the ship. Different crew members kind of guarding the entrances to their boats. You see people climb out of the water themselves with strings of fish on their back and kind of walk past you gruffly. This big, like half giant kind of shoulder checks you and watch it. As you guys walk in, there's an archway at the end of your dock as you're entering into the city of Mulajara, if it could be called a city. And it just says Mulajara, a place for spies to die. And there's a few nooses on there with a few people hanging on them in kingdom cloaks. And you see that half giant kind of touch one of the feet as it walks under. Kind of just giving it the old.
He was like jumps and taps it.
Yeah, jumps and taps it. Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do if I was a giant.
Yeah. And you guys walk in, and you see beggar children on the street kind of running up to people. One of them comes up to Sinclair, and then a few more follow. We've never seen an honor folk before. Oh, you soft?
I mean, I'm kind of wiry, but it feels really smooth in the water.
Can we give you a hug?
No, you can touch my arm though. You can just touch it.
No, it's
you
okay.
can pet my arm.
It's okay.
And I'll look around behind me real quick.
Yeah, you see
Sinclair,
kind of scattered.
Gotta push on. Gotta push on through. Come on, let's go.
Sorry, I've got business, children.
Yeah, you see.
Adult.
Yeah, there's a small crowd of people here. There's food vendors in this area. There's small like fish markets, provisions right here. The smell of food, of cooked meats and vegetables, all smells greasy and oily out here. Really deep fried. It feels like a county fair. You guys walk in through the crowd a little bit, kind of try not to bump shoulders. There's a group of people being led by a half-orc. He's got a chain over his shoulder. He's like, come on! And he's walking the opposite way of you. And you shink, 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 as this chain gang kind of walks past you. And there's deeper in, you can hear people yelling, 14 gold on the elf, 14 gold on the elf. We got any more? It's an elf. He's in good health. He's got all his teeth. As you guys walk in, you hear a couple of kind of lazy-looking women and men sit outside of this tent that's been made up on one of these ship decks out here.
Are they showing whole?
Beckoning you. What's that?
I said, are they showing whole?
They're damn near showing whole. You got to pay a little extra for that hole, But
yeah, are these pirates mostly? Are these pirates mostly scary or mostly hot?
There's
crews of all hot ones, but not all the rest.
Yeah,
there's a few.
I would say that you'd walk through. It's probably like.
What's the ratio?
Like 70-30.
Yeah.
I would say like bedraggled looking, as your players, looking guys like this with like a few teeth, and then there's a couple of, like badass like seafarers.
Dark tides.
And like a couple. You see a lot of abs.
Yeah, there's a crew. It's just the whole crew is just all like 300 guys that are just shirtless and all super cut.
Rowing.
They're just
they're
pinching
rowing
in
the
their
big
jaws and like flexing a little bit. Like, what's up, dude? Where you guys coming from? You see a couple of surly-looking sailors kind of walk into the brothel that's been put out here on the tent, and you see you just as you guys walk through and make your way through, you just hear different things like, I want a spice, okay, spice cane up, spice cane up, spice cane up, my friend.
Special price.
My friend.
Do we still have some of that cane?
We still have like a
Did we ever sell that? I think we got like a pound of it or something. A key.
I think that.
We'll check the notes at some point. We got some cane.
I know you guys have a bit of cane.
Every copper counts.
Enough to really have some fun with.
Where is Lily?
I think Lily stayed back on the ship unless you invited her with you.
I think
we did not.
I think it'd be best Lily just stay on the ship the whole time.
Probably, yeah.
Is Nauti with
for
us?
now, yes.
Okay, so Nauti's not with you.
How about we say that we left instructions where Lily can only leave the ship if she's like with like a group. It's only during the daylight. She's sleeping on the ship.
I love to sit this one out.
Before you left, don't worry, lads, I'll take care of her. And he kind of puts an arm around her, and she's like, all right, I'll see you later. I've got some rotten fish I got to take care of. I'd rather be over there right now. You guys walk in. Yeah, there's, I think, a few people kind of, you might even see some wild folk here. Maybe you see, you probably see like a turtle walking by. Hey, it's just kind of limping with a cane. Hey, nice to see you, mate. As he walks on through, a soaked-looking tabaxi kind of just like sits on a crate, just kind of peeling like a potato, just like looking at you with one eye. Somebody kind of you hear a few things. You hear, nice jacket, miss. And you feel somebody even like pat you on the back. That's funny. Yeah, who'd you kill to get that?
It's ironic.
Fuck around and find out.
Oh, she's got teeth, that one. And Hadal, where you leading them to? What's the place?
So I'm gonna lead them to the Drowning Draught. This is one of my favorite spots here. You're not gonna find another drinking hole quite like this, because they don't make them quite like this.
Is this an inn? Is this where we're staying?
No, it's more of a pub. No, we'll stay somewhere. I mean, that's tonight. There's a lot of drinking establishments, eating establishments, sexing establishments, the whole gambit. And many do, more than one thing, So, but no, the way we're going, I thought we'd get a little breakfast, get a beer, and then go on about our business.
Where the day takes us.
Cool.
So I lead them to, it's a doorway. It's down a few steps, so it's like right at water level, and it's pretty shoddy. And then when you walk in, there's a short landing. There's maybe 2 tables on the landing, and then it's just sort of a dock edge, and the rest of it is just underwater, and it's walled in. It's walled in. And this is one of the reasons why I know actually it's not super hospitable to you land lovers, but for my people it's a hum away.
I'm kind of an in-betweener myself, so this is fine with me.
It's perfect. So you see there's like a swim up bar, and then you can see submerged, like under the water, you can kind of see the shapes. There's some tables down there, some chairs, and you can see some figures. This is really popular with the Locathal, the sea elves, the Tritons, the fucking lizard folk, the water genasi, but there's really not a lot of seating actually, outside of the water. So we go and we post up at one of the 2 tables that are on the dry part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you kind of wade in a little bit. Your bottoms get wet as you guys sit down. a waitress swims up and kind of appears. She seems to be like a
slides
water
up on
sprite.
the landing.
Yeah, she's this like fey-like creature, kind of blue hair and dreads that kind of come out a little bit and give her kind of like a really full head of hair. She's wearing netting that falls on her tight, but is covered up by different bands of leather-like seaweed that cover her up. What can I do for you, DS?
I know for me, I'm gonna want the mackerel wrap for you guys. It's just a raw mackerel wrapped in seaweed, but they put this mustard on. It's a spicy mustard, and it is fantastic.
It can be. There's different levels of spice if you want.
Well, I know I want mine spicy, and I think if I'm not mistaken, you can fry the fish, right? Or, I mean, you get whatever you get whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you.
We can fry fish. It doesn't taste. You really lose a little bit of the heat if you eat it underwater, but if you're eating here above the surface, then it can be quite good.
I want mine raw, but I just thought for my friends here, but you decide.
I'll do. Honestly, I don't have the time to look at this menu. I'm just gonna do the same thing as my friend here, but I'll do I'll just do the spicy too. I'll do the spicy too.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of spice or fish. Give me whatever's good.
I like that. Okay.
Oh, and just a real dark beer if you've got it. That would be lovely.
Dark beers as well. Same for everyone?
Yes, I am walking a mile in my pal's shoes today.
You got a whiskey, I'll take that. Start the morning strong.
Whiskey. Sounds good. Bring something to warm you up, dry off your bones a little bit. And be right back. And she just kind of back dives into the water. And you guys are kind of left there. There's other patrons that kind of come in. A group of other sailors kind of take down the other table that's sitting there. They kind of look sketchy, kind of just like looking at you, eyeing you, kind of whispering to themselves. All sorts of you hear like a chanting group coming in. They seem to be partying. They have somebody on their shoulders, and they're just going, "Uka toa, uka toa, uka toa, uka toa," and they're carrying these fish-like people with these big yellow eyes and purple skin are kind of going, and they end up just plopping down into the water and swimming.
Are these? Pool. Sorry, are these kuatoas?
Kuatoa. Thank you. I said ukatoa because we were talking about Critical Role earlier.
Sure. Kuatoa. Yeah, these are the guys from Campaign 1.
Kuatoa. And they've got a buddy of theirs on their shoulders, like he's celebrating a birthday or an engagement of something. Yeah, and they swim down to the bottom. You see below you, bubbles are coming up in the water around you guys. You look down and you see dark figures kind of below you on all around circular tables. And you find yourselves in Mulajara. You see the sea nymph or the sea sprite swim over to the bar and put your orders in, and there is over there like our barbarian looking half orc over there with tattoos and scars going up his arms that starts chopping mackerel and putting it to the side, and you just see a flash of fire as he starts putting all these mackerels in the wok that he has. His fire kind of from the oil and the grease that's coming around him. He's burnt up and everything. You hear life around you. You can look back behind you. You can see the decks of the ships where people are walking and everything. And you guys are in Mulajara now.
Okay, I had this idea earlier. I'm speaking very quietly so no one at another table can hear us. So that other ship that has Captain Breinhardt, right?
Right.
Look, I'm not suggesting we just go and do this, but if Captain runs into some trouble with this bitch, we just test out Nauti's new arm on the bottom of their ship, and while we're leaving town.
This is exactly the kind of shit I was hoping you wouldn't pull.
No, I'm
These
not
are
talking
supposed to be
about
our
doing it. I'm just
allies.
saying, no. This is a contingency plan, right? Like Captain was making sure that the ship engine was in tip-top shape, just in case we got to get the fuck out. So if some beef happens, you know, that's a pretty good kind of a trump card, you know? Just cut a big hole in the side of their boat.
He could
I
do
like
it.
If for some reason it came to that, that would be very, very bad. But I certainly want to try that someday on somebody's ship.
Yeah, just something to think about, you know?
Sure.
I think it'd be effective, especially in a pinch. If we're trying to leave, he can just ride Murray back.
I think it can do anything we saw Oic doing with it. It's the same model, so cutting through holes should be no problem. Wild though. I hope it doesn't come to that.
I'm just saying, I was picturing it in my head when she was like, we don't need to do nothing, you know, let's not do nothing, you know, we just have, we're good. And I know there's some subcontext in there where like she made fun of her shoes at some point, you know, and they started this whole thing that's gotten bigger.
I feel like it might be a fair bit more serious than that. But
well, maybe this place is kind of cool, Hadal. Especially for like aquatic people, right? That's what you like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, we can. Well, some aquatic people, like I think our Locathol friends, I think prefer to be at least, you know, submerged periodically. Others, you know, it's just. I mean, for myself, I just find it, you know, comfortable to have my feet in the water. But I mean, there's plenty of places that are not, you know, so aquatic, you know, amphibious. This is just a special one I wanted to show you guys.
Yeah, I think this will be a nice place to take a captain because she's a sea elf too. So y'all could like have a spot, you know, under the water and speak in Aquan and stuff.
Sure, although I think the captain is a dark elf.
Oh, she's not a sea elf?
No, I don't think so.
See,
I flavored her on the character sheet.
Honestly, all elves kind of look the same to me. If really push come to shove.
It's a bit offensive, but all right.
But she can be underwater, right?
I think she can go underwater. Yeah, I think that actually all things can, except for maybe like rock candy golems or something. They might not do so well underwater, but I think all the rest can, you know, tolerate it reasonably.
Yeah, somebody just comes up near your table. I wasn't breathing war off. Okay, I'm
I gotta go.
I thought he was like struggling to drink beer while underwater.
Go away. Yeah, can we see down in the water? Are people drinking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How?
And they use like they've got smaller like wine skins, and so they just have to kind of and then yeah, so it's just not like a full size one. They pour individual servings into smaller skins.
Yeah,
that's how they do it.
Yeah, the waitress comes back with a plate of oysters, kind of like chips at a Mexican restaurant, and puts them on your table and gives you guys your drinks and hands you your dark beer and a wine skin. Your whiskey she has in this elaborate glass that's kind of sealed on the top and has a straw coming through. Kind of goes down to keep the water from going in and everything, so you can kind of sip your whiskey out of this kind of enclosed glass.
Whiskey through a straw, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The service. Mm-hmm. Thanks, darling.
He gives you a wink and swims away. Your food will be ready in a little bit.
Thanks. Who'd she wink at?
I need you to cast water breathing on me right now.
Can do. I do. I'll go ahead and cast it on both of you guys.
Much appreciated. I feel like that'll come in handy.
How long does that last? Is that an hour?
24 hours or something.
24 hours, okay. Let's do that every dawn, no big deal.
How much of this city is underwater?
Oh, not much at all. I mean, it's maybe a couple places like this. I mean, there is also, Jacob, did you change the name of the home of the fighting pit?
No, I did not.
So there's the. I mean, there is the only other place that I can think of that is even partially underwater as an establishment is the Red Tide, which is the home of the Aquagon.
Aquagon?
The Aquagon?
You haven't heard of the Aquagon?
What's the Aquagon?
My friend, we are going tonight for sure. The Aquagon is like the premier amphibious fighting arena in all of the 10,000 Isles, certainly, at least in anywhere that I've ever heard of. It's a fighting pit, specifically sort of for aquatic or amphibious creatures. I mean, anyone can fight in it, but obviously they might be at a slight disadvantage. But there's humanoids fighting humanoids. There's sometimes like beast fights. It's a spectacle for sure. There's like this upper deck viewing gallery, so you can see down into the Aquagon. There's a lower level where you can see through like glass sides to see the fight inside. And it's a rowdy place, and there's people betting on the fights. Obviously you can get a drink. It's quite. Is
it like a tank filled with?
Yeah, it's like a tank.
Does it have to be submerged?
It's like it's open on one end, so that creatures could be like fenced in and then be brought into the arena. So it's more like it's walled in on it's like walled in on 5 sides because it's more like a 6-sided thing, and then so you can step down into like a lower tier that's technically underwater, and so you can see inside. And in the upper levels, it's more of like a regular tavern or up above.
Do they just let anybody fight?
I think you have to sort of. If it didn't look like it'd be much of a fight, I don't think that they'd waste everyone's time. But if you had promised that it would be worth them hosting you to fight, then yes.
Have you ever fought?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've watched a fair few, but no.
Do they do like team stuff?
Yeah, occasionally.
1v1. Okay.
They sometimes do 1v1, but like, say for example, and no offense, but you are a slight being. If it was say you and you're like, I want to challenge that gnome over there, and the gnome doesn't look in any way impressive, then they might be like, no, that's actually maybe not.
Right.
Or maybe they might let you fight like early in the morning or something when no one's around. But if you wanted to make coin, it's got to be quite a good show. Or on the other hand, if you say wanted to take on a plesiosaur, that might be something that people would want to watch.
The tank's big enough for a dinosaur?
Not like a huge one, but a plesiosaur, sure. Like not like a T-Rex, but not like a full-size whale, but like maybe one killer whale.
Well, we're good for it.
Depending on who shows up and what they've got in the stable, I might be willing to give it a go. It'd be a chance to earn some more coin, and I would like to do some shopping before we leave.
Aye, of course. Well, we didn't get to finish the golden run. That seems like maybe another opportunity for Goblins Ate the Baby.
The baby, yes.
Return, revenge of.
I like it.
Well, that sounds like good crack.
Sorry, I'm dry.
This is pretty spicy. This here.
Yeah,
mackerel.
she brings it over, and you can even.
Oh, it's not here.
Yeah,
there it is.
she. Yeah, I was going to, but I made a rice cake over here, and I was like,
all the moisture in your body just.
Yeah, just like, yeah, you guys get your food. Your food's brought to you, and it's set down. It's steaming off the plate, kind of like you got a skillet, right? And this mackerel is all wrapped up in this raw mackerel's all wrapped up in this kind of seaweed, and there's this hot mustard on top of it. It seems to be kind of steaming off of it, and she's your waitress says, "Is there anything else I can do for you guys? Are any of you new to Mulajara? Anything you need to know?
Well, I'm not exactly new, but we are going to be looking for a job once we leave. We normally do various sorts of contracts, some light freight, other sorts of gigs. So I don't know if you've heard of anything. Anyone looking for a crew for a certain job?
Well, a lot of business happens down at the Mulajara Yacht Club. It's a good place to stay as well. It's a kind of a fancier establishment for Mulajara. Yeah, there's always plenty of work to do down at the docks as well. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find something.
What about, we've got 4 or 5 corpses with us. Is there a way, do you know of anybody who knows how to bring people back from the dead?
Well, there's a lot of people that know how to dispose of the dead quietly here. There's a lot of people here that can help you create more dead. There are very few places here, though, that can help you bring them back, following crew members. They're more of the religious types. The Temple of the Storm Lord tends to have lower prices for kind of a members only kind of thing. They have, from what I hear, pretty high requests to make of people, though. The Temple of the Wildmother is a little more forgiving, a little more accessible, but there's often kind of a bit of a waiting period there, unless you have the coin to kind of cut yourself in line. Where are you coming from? Did you have dead crew? Did you have trouble on the waters?
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yes, the waters can be very dangerous for some.
Right, yeah. Yeah, well, what else? What else?
Where are you all coming from?
Where was we? We was just in, what'd you say? The north?
North.
North, yeah.
Ah, the north. I've never been up there. Here's
Cold.
cold.
It is, yeah, pretty cold.
Well, you'll find it nice and warm here.
Yes, I've enjoyed it. And actually, I was wondering, how does the water get in here? Is there like a hole at the bottom? Do you ever have to like chase bar tabs down from people bailing out of the hole?
Sometimes, but we have plenty of bouncers down there that can take care of that. Yes, there are very few openings to the depths below, but yeah, you'll find no floor in this place.
Neat. Yeah, it is a
There's
pretty
all sorts of
cool place.
hidden secrets underneath Mulajara as well as above.
Okay.
Well, if you guys need anything, my name is Yasmin.
Yasmin, that is a beautiful name. Thank you, darling.
Thank you. So you guys are left to eat your food. You guys just sit around and shoot the shit, or is there anything else?
Anything else?
You guys, yeah, go for it.
I've just been thinking about something Hadal said before, I don't know, a week ago, about where you're from. I was just curious. You said you're encouraged to leave your home to explore. And I was just been sort of turning it over in my mind. Are you allowed to return? What did you mean by encouraged to leave?
Yeah, it's just that really. Wasn't a lot of excellent opportunities. I was curious about the world outside. My home can be rather insular, often kind of focused, the people there mostly focused on our community, and there's not really much interaction with the outside world. So I suppose I was curious about the surface and other parts of the seas, and my parents were, encouraging. They said, go out, check it out, see what's out there, find some adventure, and come back when you scratch that itch. So yeah, it's mostly that.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, 2.
It's either good or bad with that
Hold on,
reaction.
I believe you.
let me roll.
Hold
I
on.
won't add anything.
Persuasion or deception, your choice.
Hold on, bringing it up. Come on. I got an 11, flat 11, with something or other added to it.
Yeah.
I straight up believe you. Yeah, whatever.
Seems legit.
So yeah, I mean, I think I probably will go back someday, but right now I think I like sailing with the captain. I like the, seeing what life's like up here, and I'd love to, make a little extra coin, be able to bring back some nice gifts, and be able to maybe make some sort of snazzy residence back home or something. Something to show, that I made a little something of myself, and it wasn't just some sort of wild gallivant,
Yeah, you actually accomplished something
Right.
of value.
I mean, I think the sort of adventures and the wins and the things that we might get into. I don't know if they really understand. They don't really have the context for that back home.
Well, that's grand, mate. Good for you.
What about you? Do you think you'll ever go back where you're from?
What would it take?
I think about it. I think about running the foundry, but the world would have to turn on its head for that to happen. Besides, I think I like sailing too much to go back forever. I don't know.
I understand that. There is something enchanting about sailing. Sinclair, I know your home is destroyed.
Well, no, we've made a new home.
Okay,
all
right.
Just along the river.
Well, I think I might have asked.
At the river parts of Thalia.
Sure.
Yeah.
I might have asked if you would one day want to go back to Green Gates and maybe rebuild it or something.
Oh, that'd be cool, I think. Yeah.
Where's your family now?
Make a little community. So, from Green Gates, there's this river, right? I forget what it's called. It's been so long. It's been only a couple months actually, but there's this big river, and that's kind of how we made it out of Green Gates. And so a bunch of otter folk just camped out, started making friends with the beavers that were around, and we just kind of took off, floated, and ended up just settling somewhere my pappy thought was nice. And eventually I grew up and set out on my own. But yeah, I'd like to check out Green Gates again. It'd be cool to see, if it's still there, what's become of it. I mean, it's a big structure out in the middle of nowhere, so I mean, surely it's been taken over by now. But that would be the dream, I think. Just have like your own compound on like a big middle of nowhere type place and just like scratch out a living in the world, I think that'd be cool.
Someday
But yeah,
maybe.
no, it's the waters for me till we, figure out something else. Captain keeps saying like, "You sure you want to keep on with us?" And I'm like,
what's that all about?
like it really
They're
at this point it have to be
cruise
something
alone.
pretty big. Like she'd have to be killed, or like me be killed probably, or I don't know.
Hadal, do you not keep crew for long? She seems sort of preoccupied.
I mean, it kind of depends. I mean, if we've taken a job that sounds like it'll be, maybe easy and lucrative, it's more likely the crew will stay on. Sometimes, they leave at the next port and seek opportunity elsewhere. It could be if they're from wherever we land, and maybe they'll want to spend some time at home and catch another ship in some time. So it just kind of depends. Perhaps if things have gone particularly poorly, we're a lot less likely to keep them on.
But you've been with him now for years.
Yeah, it's been a few years, and there's been a few more that have been around a while. I think Agathor's been around a while, and
Jimmy Allright, he seems like he's been around
Jimmy Allright's been there a while.
He is all right. I like him.
A handful of others whose names I definitely know. But yeah, I mean, it just depends. It's kind of part of the life, is that people come and go.
What does everybody do with slaves? Do they make them pirate ship? Do they make them cruise on ships? Like it sounded like they were selling guys for like 15 gold over there.
I mean, anything that you do that you don't want to do, you might like to have some enslaved person do for you, whether it be they could fight for you, clean for you, service you in numerous ways. I mean, there's a lot of options, and to be honest, there's some that are even far worse than you might be able to imagine. Some people just want a creature that they can do whatever they want with.
Because I mean, if it's like 15 gold to buy a person, you could just buy a crew, and then once the voyage is over, they get their freedom back, right? Nah, that'd still be wrong, because they'd still be your slave. This is a weird concept for me.
Yeah, I understand. I think it's a bit abhorrent, to force someone to do something they don't want to do in that way.
The captain of the Rising Sun seems uncommon in that regard.
I mean, right. I think that she detests the idea of slaved crew members. I mean, and also there's a lot of practical reasons for that too, right? I mean, can you really trust someone who's
indentured?
Yeah, exactly. And if they see an opportunity for freedom, then they might try to take it, unless you provide a sufficient fear or some such to or some way of holding it over their heads to keep them from trying to escape or trying to kill you while you're sleeping. I mean, there's a lot of practical reasons why it's not the best policy, but it works for some captains. Obviously, when you don't have to pay your crew, you can keep a lot more profit.
Imagine it's easier, right, to strike fear than loyalty.
Yeah, probably. I do think that the captain is probably like, I don't know, probably the best case that I could have hoped for as far as becoming a pirate. I'm sure maybe for you too, Val. I mean, she's cool.
Honestly, I feel like we've really lucked out.
Yeah,
I'll say, there's obviously reasons why I've stayed with her, and that's certainly one of them. But don't make the mistake of thinking that she's a softie. I have seen her deal out some quite serious judgment in my time with her.
Oh no, she did. I think I was asking the wrong questions on the boat one day, and she kind of yelled at me and got me back in line pretty quick. So, yeah, she's not a pushover. No, I'm just saying, like, she's also not some kind of, psychopath, blood frenzy type person.
No, not in my experience.
But formidable, for sure.
Nice.
Certainly formidable.
Never seen anyone wield swords like that. That's something to behold.
Well, unless you guys want another drink or another seaweed wrap, we could go ahead and get on and try to conduct some business.
Yeah, we got business.
Aye, to a holy place.
Did the waitress give us an idea about that?
Of where it was?
Seems like cheap.
You're muted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Wildmother is a little more accessible. There tends to be more of a line, a waiting process that happens with that. unless you're willing to pay to cut the line. Or there's the Stormlord Church, if you want to call it that, that has kind of like that offers the similar service, but tends to be for followers of the Stormlord or for initiates of the Stormlord, people who are willing to give themselves to the faith a little bit more. What they ask of you is a little bit more than what the Wildmother might ask. So
financially,
emotionally, sexually, all kinds of ways.
I'd say that as you guys are closing out your bills, and if you ask her, it's only like 8 silver for your food and drinks here. But she points as the sun's coming up. You can kind of see silhouetted in these jagged teeth that reach up. She points to the Wildmother being to the top of one of those teeth, and the Stormlord, she points to it's kind of on the further side of on the western side of Mulajara, in between a few teeth, known as the Storm's Drop or the Storm's Fall. And so it's kind of hunkered in between a couple of teeth out there on the west side, or you can kind of head to the north up one of the taller tooth-like spires that come out of the ground. See.
Well, we don't have a lot of cash, so maybe we should just go head to Cord's Temple, I'm somewhat of a Cord follower. I haven't signed any paperwork, but maybe they can just tell,
As long as you're the only one making promises to go.
Yeah, I haven't had a real quest in a while. Maybe it's like a quest type thing, Hadal, Wildmother, Cord, what are we doing? Where do you want to go? You want to go to the Cord place? You want to go somewhere else?
Yeah, all right, let's try Cord. I don't exactly want to wait all day.
Exactly.
And it
shouldn't take... The cheaper, the better.
But then again, if we go to the Wildmother, it's not like we have to necessarily wait just to find out how much it would cost. I would hope.
And also the bodies are still on the boat, so we can just scope it out.
Quotes at this point.
We'll just
that's
get
what the captain asked would just be, to find out how much it would cost.
Get some estimates, see where we're at. Yeah, okay.
If you've already gotten in with Cord, why don't we start there?
Maybe. We can start there, then we'll make our way to the Wildmother place and see what the line looks like. See how much that'll cost. I wonder if people are just waiting in line, or you just take a ticket and then come back in 2 days kind of thing. We'll find out.
It's Alice, but we have the time.
We do have the time.
Whatever option ends up being less expensive has got my vote.
Time is money. So I've heard somebody said that one time. We go to Cord's place.
All right. You guys leave the, what was the name of the bar? Drowned Depths? No.
That was the Drowning Draught.
Can I ask the waitress when she gets off?
I'll be getting off around 3 o'clock. Why?
A.M.? P.M. No, it's morning. PM. Sorry, love. We've been sailing for...
It's all right. Why? Why'd you ask?
Well, this is our first day in Mulajara. You seem to know your way around, and...
Oh, you looking for a tour guide?
If you're available, willing.
Go ahead and roll that persuasion check.
Oh, fuck. 8.
I think you'll have a lot to see on your first day here in Mulajara. you might not be so interested. But if you'd like, I'll be here tomorrow morning as well.
Good to know. Well,
And your name was?
my friends call me Val.
Val. Then I'll call you Val as well.
Sure.
My friend.
Well, maybe see you around. Thanks for a fine welcome.
Welcome to Mulajara.
If Val is projecting former kingdom or like rebellious former kingdom, are you going to start using your full name?
Friends call me Val. Ms. Hawk if you're nasty. Lady Hawk if you're nasty? I don't know.
That's
We're
nice.
figuring it out. Yeah.
Yes. You guys start walking through Mulajara on the way through. You see kind of people in alleyways talking to one another in hushed tones, kind of keeping eyes open. You see envoys that look a little frightened of where they are, kind of walking through with briefcases, kind of clutch both hands on it a little bit. Somebody stops you, Hadal, and hey, mate, how much for the furry one?
He's not for sale. Fuck off.
Hey, fuck off, mate.
All right, fuck you too. I was just asking. Everybody's got that price.
I mean,
Afraid not.
so it's only a little flattering.
You keep on walking. There's somebody out in front of a place pumping a stone wheel, sharpening a blade, this little goblin character, and above it, it just says Hook's pre-mortuary service, as he's just grinding this blade. You see people walking by. You see the crowd parts as a group of a motley crew walks by. All look like hardened badasses wearing like dark armor. There's like an elf, a Goliath with them. There's even a gnome that kind of walks ahead of them, and a female drow that kind of looks around, picking her teeth, just staring everyone down. They catch you and kind of give you a look over, and they nod at you as you walk by. Yeah, there's all sorts of things. You see taverns, you see more bars, you see it looks like you pass through like an open tent area where people are laying down and they seem immobilized as somebody comes through and as they're laying down takes a little pinch of dust and sprinkles it on their upper lip for them. You see people like beggars like shivering on the street with little cans. You see people playing music, walking through the streets. There's more food carts and everything as you pass a few more docks. Again, on the top of or the entrance of each dock, you see in the distance one of those arches with a few people hanging on it. And you guys make your way around to the area where the Stormlord's temple is here. It's up the side of one of these fang-like teeth that stick up. There's a big crack in the side, and there's just a staircase that kind of crisscrosses up all the way, and you guys start walking the stairs as you see people coming back, kind of wide-eyed and silent, coming down, and a friend of theirs. I really can't thank you enough, guys. Again, I'm sorry what you had to go through. Excuse us.
Hey, what'd you have to go through? What'd you have to go through?
Morning.
And one of the wide-eyed ones kind of They say it's different for everyone. I had to, I don't know, deal with some stuff that I didn't want to have to deal with. I didn't think I would. Yeah.
Okay.
But you'll find out, mate. Just hold your breath.
All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, man. What was that?
What the hell, mate? Well, I'm not willing to. I mean, Koa seemed nice and all, but
That was for one. That was for one guy. But you know, he had stuff to deal with. You know.
Yeah.
and you don't.
I mean, probably not. I don't know of anything I got to deal with, except this Kai Faro business.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll let me take a quest. You know.
Might sit this one out. Let's see.
We'll see what. We've also. How many people we got? 5 people.
Aye.
5 dead guys. You know, we'll see what the exchange rate is. You know. 1 for 1. Maybe you got to do 5 different things. That seems like a lot, especially if that guy looks like that afterwards. But like for Koa, at least we can get him in his regular body.
Koa, I think, has to stay in his body if we're supposed to be turning him in. But the others, it's really up to
Price.
if it ends up being less expensive or less harrowing for you to do whatever you are going to do, Hadal. Maybe that is the route.
I mean, it's not like it's super. I mean, I actually, honestly, having not done it, I'm not sure how harrowing it is. I know they wouldn't probably. I'm sure they probably wouldn't prefer to, be reborn in a different body.
I'm sure Lily wouldn't want that either.
Well, we're just getting quotes. We're just getting quotes right now.
Just right.
We walk up the many stairs that switch back.
On the way in, did we see any shipwrights or mechanics?
Yeah, go ahead and do a perception check for me as you're coming through.
13.
You see a lot of carpenters. You find like a ward of this harbor area. It seems to be people like over there sewing and kind of planing some wood on a lathe in different little shops like that. You can hear the pounding of metal in the background, so you got a good idea of maybe where you need to go on the western docks to kind of find a mechanic of some kind. You didn't see one outright, but you kind of have a good place to at least ask around some tinkerers themselves.
And are there any Warforged or constructs around?
That's a good perception check. Nauti's not with you, right?
Nauti is with us.
I thought he was back with Lily.
I would like Nauti to be with us.
Yeah, she said. I asked earlier, and she said he was with us.
Okay, Nauti's with you. Okay, what's your perception?
Net 20 on perception for constructs and forged.
Yeah, I think as you guys are sitting there talking to these guys coming down, you see Nauti's kind of down at the bottom of the stairs, about to come up, but he's halted by somebody taller than Naughty, but wearing like a heavy cloak around him, pulled up and everything. You see a gloved hand come out and stop him, and seems to try to be engaging in conversation, whether to stop him from going up the stairs or to inquire about him or check him out or something.
Is there a problem? I'll go over.
You glance and you just see like a bright eye kind of look over at you through the hood, and then just he mentions something to Nauti, and he just starts walking away quickly through the crowd.
Interesting.
Like Naughty took a command from this person?
No, you just kind of stopped Naughty for a second, put a hand up on him. Naughty didn't instinctively hit back, though, like he may have.
I'm not sure I understand. What?
Naughty, if somebody came up to Naughty and tried to put hands on him, he would hit them, right?
I don't think he would react unless somebody put hands on Val.
Okay. This character, as Naughty was trying to follow up the stairs, stopped Naughty for a little bit. And you were kind of distracted talking to these guys coming down who said you have to go through, it's different for everybody, blah, blah, blah. This character seemed to be trying to start a conversation with Naughty. And as he notices you coming down the stairs, he quickly gives up on that conversation and starts walking away quickly.
I'll call out. Oi, friend, did you need something?
Go ahead and do a persuasion check.
You can do it.
She cannot. It's a 3.
Yeah, just the flash of the golden eye. He sees you coming and he starts walking away with purpose. I'll say with that, you gotta. What was your perception check to see if there was any Warforged?
A nat 20.
That's one.
I'll say with that, like his cloak doesn't fully go down to the ground, and with that you can see metal kind of like boots that he has on, walking away. He seems to be wearing kind of a heavy plate mail underneath his armor as he walks away.
Sorry, fellas. What's that all about?
Huh? What?
Can we have a sec? Did you see that?
Let's see who. See what? What's going on? We got to go up the stairs.
Right.
You get to Naughty and inspect him to make sure he's okay, and you just hear that grinding of gears again.
I know, love. I'll get it fixed.
Is he doing it like the entire time that he's walking, or is it like only at certain times?
No, we're just in this moment again.
Do you want to go on ahead? I'll catch up to you, or...
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sure, we can keep up. I mean, if you need something, just hit us through the shell phone.
Aye, if I'm not back in 10 minutes, come looking. Otherwise, I'll find you at the top of the stairs.
Right. Sounds good.
As you guys continue up the stairs, Val parts from you, Naughty following behind her as she makes her way in the direction that the figure is walking. Val, you can kind of see him through the crowd as he kind of glides smoothly through the crowd, keeping beat on him. You guys continue up the stairs. You get higher and higher. There's something like 200 stairs up here. And there's like a resting landing area, and it's there's a few beggars over there, proselytizing to the Storm Lord. Storm coming, boys. There's a storm coming. Both of you will be caught in its winds. Be careful, boys. But the Storm Lord may bless you. Even a poor beggar like myself can find his blessing.
Thank you, sir. Yes. How many beggars are there?
There's probably like a dozen up here. Not all of them are actively begging, but this one comes up to you, cup in hand. The Storm Lord will protect you. I have a sense of these things. Please, can you offer protection during these dark times for poor souls such as I?
I like what you're saying, mate. And you know what? Hey, It went away. I'm gonna give him 5 gold discreetly.
When the rains fall and the seas rise, only the strong survive.
What was that?
When the rains fall and the seas rise, only the strong survive.
Where'd you hear that, mate? Is that
It's common amongst us believers. Stormlord looks out for all of us. If we are strong like the storm, you must be.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, do you know what goes on inside? I got some dead friends. We're trying to bring them back to life. Do you know if they do that?
They do bring you back. Of course they do. Thank you. And he takes the coin that you slipped him and puts it in a pocket. His cup remains empty now. Each person asking must receive a blessing from the Stormlord. His approval. If you stay strong, you will find that the sun will rise, the storm will part at some point.
Of course, yeah. I'm more of a speed guy than a strong guy, but you know, I think Cord saved me from the storm. I think it's time I checked in, you know?
He pinches your arm. Strength isn't always in the flesh. No. He pokes you on the chest. Sometimes it's deeper. As deep as the waters go.
Right. Small heroes, big hearts, you know?
Small heroes stand tall.
That's right. Yeah, Where'd you hear that? Have you heard that before?
Stormlord guides us through dark times.
Okay. Hey, it was great to talk to you, mate. Get you something to eat.
He pulls something out and starts eating it.
Starts eating it. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna look at Hadal like, let's go. Okay, let's go inside. You heard that? You heard what he was saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Give it a shot, I guess.
We head inside.
You start making your way, continuing up these stairs. You're only halfway up.
Oh, right. Okay.
And with that, we cut back to Val. Val, give me a survival check if you're hunting this guy down.
Uh-oh. Okay. Survival. 12. Can Naughty help?
I'll say, you might need Naughty's help on that. Can Naughty play back anything? What's he capable of in that sense? I know that Zenith can do stuff like that.
I don't think Naughty can play.
Okay. Is there a record of like what occurred?
What he's seen? I think she might have to spend some time accessing that. I don't think Naughty has the same scanning playback capability as Zenith.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage. What is it?
With advantage, that's a nat 20.
Ooh.
On fire tonight! Thank God, it's due.
The figure just gliding smoothly through the crowd, takes a moment, stands in an alley, looks around, sees you coming, continues to dart across the pathway to the other side, cuts into an alley. You start going around. You and Naughty kind of hot on his trail, and you eventually get back into the main area. You lose him for a second and realize he turned back going towards the temple again. He juts behind another alley in the street, and you start running over there. People kind of, look out, oh shit. And a big crate kind of falls over as you knock it over, and just a bunch of like sacks of flour pour out and everything. You get a whiff of it, and it doesn't smell like flour. It smells something spicy in your nose, and your head gets a little light for a second. Oh, shit. And they start packing it back in. you cut down the alley, and you get to a dead end in the street. There's a couple of big crates on the ends near the back, but it doesn't look like anybody's in this like dead end alley. But you know he went in.
You lost him?
Go ahead and do an investigation check in this alley.
Investigation is a 12.
12. You go to the end of the alley, and one of the crates behind it, a figure comes out and grabs your throat. Naughty instantly. Pong! You just hear the arm get hit. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Sweet.
Mistakes were made.
Who is this guy?
15.
All right. Okay. Okay, he's going to go first. He's going to, as Naughty comes up and hits the arm off of you, you hear what sounds like two metal baseball bats just bang together. He staggers back. He glides past Naughty with a swiftness. The cloak kind of billows behind him, and he jukes back the other way. And a sword appears out of one of the sleeves, and he comes up to you and makes a slash towards you. And he asks, "Why are you following me?" He's going to try to hit you with a 21.
That hits.
This sounds like the Batman guy from Hadal's.
You take 10 points of damage. He slashes around. Naughty instinctively starts to come in for a lunge again. That would be his turn. His question is, why are you following me?
Is he still choking Val?
No. When Naughty hit his arm, instinctively he released you. And so he staggered back a little bit, dodged Naughty again, and kind of came in, juked, and came back, pulled the sword, and slashed towards you. You're on your feet. You're not held. But you are in the mix of this combat right now.
Oof. Then I will.
Why are you following him though?
Didn't he do something to Naughty?
He
stopped him.
Yeah,
and he looked like he was questioning him.
To him, I'll be like, "You were talking to my ball. That's all. Just want to know what you know." And I will
shoot him in his head.
I will not shoot him. I will
quietly shoot him.
I will. Can I cast something that and hold it? Like, can I ready an attack if it breaks bad, but not actually attack?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to cast Conjure Barrage, which is new for me.
Some new shit.
Where, she tosses something up into the air, and like an arc of bullets kind of form around her head, like ready to shoot forward. But not attacking yet.
Okay, is Naughty attacking him after you've been hit?
I'll toss the thing in the air, and then the other hand, like on Naughty's chest, like hold.
Yeah, Naughty steps forward. The figure staggers back, kind of looks towards the dead end. head down. Just asked him a question.
What did you ask?
It's not important. Let me go.
That's what I don't think it is.
I just was asking if he is woken.
Sorry, what?
Awoken.
Who are you?
The head comes up, and there is a helmet looks at you, gold eyes coming up, and you see the helmet is kind of form fitted to this creature's face, and the jaw moves a little bit as if it's hinged, and I just thought I found family.
What are you getting at, mate? I'm sorry, I'm...
And he starts to stand up, taller than Nauti, maybe 6'5", and you can see kind of the cloak opens up, and he's got this elaborate and complex, tight, like plate mail that covers his body, and the sword in his hand comes straight down. The robe kind of cuts off. You can't see what his hands are doing underneath his robe hands, as he holds this blade straight down into the ground. It starts to slide back a little bit. I just want to be left alone. That's all. I apologize.
What? Don't mean harm by it. I just thought maybe you knew something. Are you forged?
Are you Kingdom? And he looks down at your jacket. And he kind of preps his stance a little bit. Because I'm not going back. It's going to take a lot more.
Neither am I, mate. Oi. Who's your maker?
Same as yours.
He's your brother.
I'm sorry, this might have been a mistake.
We've got two options. You can either walk out of this alley alive, or see what happens. I've made a mistake.
Lady Hawk, if you're nasty.
Well, Naughty, let's see what you got. And I'll let the bullets fly.
Bang! You shoot. Go ahead and do I have to roll a saving throw?
This is Dex 17 save.
Ooh, he fails.
All right, then that is 3d8. That is 18 damage.
Ooh, 18 damage.
Does it make gunfire noise, or did the bullets just appear and like whiz?
See what it looks like.
They've just been hanging above her in an arc above her head, and then they shoot forward.
Yeah. You hear the clanging off of his chain mail, or off of his plate mail. Bang, 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 bang. His robe starts to get ripped up a little bit. The sword continues down one arm. Another one shoots down from his other hand. 2 blades on his side now.
And Naughty will activate his laser.
Sick.
Fuck yeah, you will.
And attack, I suppose.
Attack.
Attack, Naughty. 2d10. Naughty. Oh, Naughty attacks for what does Naughty attack for now? 15. No, 16.
Okay. 16 does not hit this character. As the blade, Naughty's arm, he looks over. The glow of Naughty's blade reflects on his helmet. Same color as his eyes almost. As he does, it looks like he stands up. The figure, after getting shot, kind of unnaturally stands up, assesses Naughty, and then kind of stiffly moves over to Naughty, and Naughty just, and he just, as the blade cuts around him. On his turn, he is going to, he's going to pop a blade on the back, the small of Naughty's back, and push him away and trade places with him, and stands up next to you, and then just 2 blades as he circles around, not jumping in the air, just spins around in a complete circle. 2 blades start coming at you. The first one definitely misses you, and the second one is an 18 to hit.
I'll shield, and as I shield with the sword on me, be like, I'm just looking for someone who knows what they're doing with this stuff. I didn't mean to bother.
As the blade comes around, you block the blade, the second one. His torso is now facing Naughty, but his head swivels around back to you. And he's like, I don't answer questions from Kingdom Filth. And the blades come back around, and he swings down again. But it's your turn.
Oh, boy. I will grab hold of his arm and cast heat metal.
Make him hot.
Okay.
Is that? Do you have to touch him to do it?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, you block by. One of his blades gets stuck in the wall, and you kind of cast heat metal as the sword glows, and you see the cloak start to burn up, and he's just like, "Ah!" and the cloak starts to fall away, and you see this gauntleted arm kind of come up and start burning his cloak off, revealing that this intricate plate armor comes around his wrist and his forearms, and but you don't see a hand holding the sword. Instead, you just see the sword as an extension of his arm as it burns away.
Freaking Wolverine style, just like
yeah.
Whoa. The king's houses are rotted with spies and traitors, myself among them.
Do a perception or a persuasion roll.
13.
He looks back at you as he as the sword goes back into his forearm, And he shakes the hand off and moves away from you. This alley's full of liars and traitors right now. And he tries to position himself to where his back is kind of facing the opening of the alleyway. Do you allow him to do that, or are you trying to keep him pinned in here?
I'll motion to Nauti to block his exit, if he can get behind.
Stands behind, just stoic, kind of waiting for him as you kind of flank him on either side now.
Listen, I didn't mean for this all. I just saw you engaging with my boy and he responded. It's not often that happens. I'm not aligned with the king.
It's not every day that you see Warforged walking any street. I was just curious.
Same. Lay down your arms.
He looks back at his hands now. I could, but it would take a lot to reattach them.
I hear that. Can we just take a moment then? Don't mistake my allegiance, all right? I'm here in Mulajara, aren't I? I don't think a loyal royal would be walking amongst you. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You give me one, aye?
Aye. I could do that.
Right. I will release concentration on heat metal.
His hand cools down a little bit, kind of flexes it out. There seemed to be something in him that was like counteracting it, and a little bit would allowed him some clarity in the moment, but he shakes it off like it did cause him quite a bit of pain.
All right, there's fair.
What's your unit's name?
He's a Northwest 20. Before your time. What's your model?
I'm 30 of 105. Warforged unit. Assassin type. Model C.
What do you go by these days?
Just 20.
20?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I meant 30. Sorry, you said 20. I meant 30.
He's
30.
lying. Insight. He's lying.
Just 30.
And is your maker nearby? She's like looking around, trying to see an artificer, see who is controlling this being.
He looks around as well. I've never met my maker. Did you make this one?
I didn't. Well, the version of him you see now, I didn't build him, but made him what he is.
And why don't you allow him to wake up? Why keep him enslaved?
Yeah, Val.
What the fuck are you getting at? This is a lot. I'm not. Do you mean to tell me you're acting independently? This is a malfunction, eh? Forgive me, this is a bit out of my depth.
I understand it takes you folk longer to process than it does us. But I assure you that if there can be said of anything to free will or acting on one's own accord, then I've gone and walked through the fire, and I've come out the other side, capable of making my own decisions.
Oh. Oh, God. Wow. Well, far be it from me to tell you what to do at this juncture.
You'd be the first kingdom to say that to me.
You really aren't acting on programming at the moment.
Same programming as anyone else, I imagine. I don't quite understand what programming you work off of and what anybody else here works off of. We all have some, I believe, something inherent inside of us that calls us. I defined mine. You were born with yours. That's the only difference I see.
When is the last time you received an upgrade? That seems rude to ask, but
5 years, 62 days, 3 hours, and 24 minutes.
I'm a bit. That's a lot. That's a lot. Really didn't expect that. I've heard rumors, but I didn't think it could be. You're the first independent I've met. Or what do you call yourselves?
I'm a forged. We have forged our own destiny.
Pleasure?
What do you call yourself? Your designation?
Val. Valerie Hawk.
He kind of cocks his head at the name Hawk. One more reason not to trust you.
I hear that.
An enslaved warforged, code of the kingdom. And a last name like that won't get you far in my circles.
Are there others like you?
There's plenty of us. There's more of us every day.
Listen, I'm very interested to hear about this. You have to understand it's a lot to process. I thought you just had some knowledge to offer about my boy. He's not a forged. He's an older series. They never graduated it to the forged program. I don't think he's like you.
I've never seen this model before.
I only made but 20.
Must be lonely.
Well, he's got me.
He kind of cocks his head like, really? Yeah, but does he have a choice?
I didn't think you needed one.
I think that's all you need.
I don't mean to offend. There's so much I don't understand about him, about robotics in general. Yep. What can I do? What can I do to make you trust me just for now? Just for now.
You can let me go. Let me leave this alley. If I choose to, I never see you again.
What a loss.
It's the choice that matters.
You are a rebel. Same as us. What are you doing here in Mulajara?
There's talk of areas where our kind are welcome. I'm trying to find my way to my new home.
Just catching a ship out, then.
The right ship.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I'm not keeping you, but. And Naughty will step aside and come beside her.
He kind of swivels his torso and kind of follows Naughty around back to facing you.
I apologize for striking you. And he hands out a healing potion.
Oh. No harm done. We came upon you.
I was scared, and old instincts die hard.
Understand. I'd love to talk more. I really. I'd love to introduce you to my friends, actually. I've got. They're not Kingdom affiliated, and we've got a ship. We're headed out, if that's what you're looking for.
What's
I'd
the
love
name
to.
of your ship?
Rising Sun.
Rising Sun.
You're free to do whatever you please, but I'd love to meet up again.
If choice allows, that may happen.
I'm looking to up. This I need time to process whatever the hell is happening here, but please don't leave Mulajara yet.
I've never heard the word please asked of me before. Maybe I have. It seems familiar, but your tone is, that word please brings up memories. People begging. You don't have to be afraid of me.
I'm not afraid, mate. I'm fascinated. Here, and I'll grab one of the shell phones from the bag of holding.
He steps back as you grab something quickly.
No, that's all right. It's all right. This is, if you stay and you want to find us again, it's a matched pair. You can just send us a message. We could find each other again. When I sort of get my head around it, and I know better what to ask. If you're looking for passage out, we're here for now. Clearly friendly to Forged.
I comprehend what you're saying.
Well,
Nautilus 20. Everything's going to be okay. Val. Hawk.
30. Well met.
Well met.
And he pulls his robes, kind of trying to hide as much as he can. As he walks back, he kind of takes one look back at you, like the yellow glowing eyes kind of looking back. And he swiftly moves into the crowd. You see him grab a tarp and sling it over him and start to walk away. You hear a shopkeeper, hey, man, you gotta pay for that. As he just kind of disappears into the street.
Val just sinks like against the wall of the alley. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. For a while until he's gone and staring at Naughty until trying to find her way back to the temple.
Yeah, Naughty just kind of blankly stares ahead, just as you slump on the ground.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
In my head, what was the phrase they would? I think was it Westworld where they would like whisper something in your ear and it would like wake up the robots in the simulation or whatever. I was like, oh shit. Very cool.
All right,
30.
back up the stairs. You guys enter this temple. It's not much of a temple, though. It seems like this fang spire has broken off at the top, and there's remnants of it. You see, being taller, it almost seems like this whole area may have been just struck by lightning at one point and shattered. This obelisk of stone that you guys stand atop of now. Sweating, kind of breathing a bit from walking up all the stairs. There seems to be like a stone building kind of made up here, and a monk in a storm gray robe walks out to you.
Hail and well met against the storms, my brothers. What brings you to our temple?
Hello, yes. Well, my name is Sinclair St. Elmo. I am a follower of Cord somewhat, I think he saved my life at some point. We can talk about that later, but we've got a couple of dead buddies that we're looking to kind of get pricing estimates on what it would take to raise one from the dead, maybe raise all 5 of them from the dead. One is particularly important. We do need him kind of raised from the dead. Yeah. What would that run us? Price-wise, you know what I'm saying?
I am sorry to hear about your fallen brethren. The storm takes those of us who don't stand strong sometimes. But often there is a price to be paid, a favor to be found, and a deal with the fates can be struck. We provide such an opportunity here at the Temple of the Stormlord. Normally, we ask that you bring the required components with you. For a small donation, you can raise dead for 200 gold, or we can provide a new vessel for others for about 1,500 gold pieces. For those non-believers, of course. However, if you are a follower of the Stormlord and he approves your request, well, then it is to a higher power than myself that will decide what the cost of it will be.
Okay. What does that look like though? Like, is it a meditation type thing, and I commune with the Stormlord himself? I know it's different for everybody, but like, what does it look like?
It is a communion with the Lord above. We ask that you enter this journey alone, that you speak with him, and he will decide if you're worthy or not.
If me personally am worthy of getting my dead friend raised from the dead?
If you're worthy of his mercy, yes.
My friend did die in battle. Will that help? You know, we was fighting giant bugs.
I cannot answer questions such
I
as
got
that.
you. Okay, I got you.
It's not for me to decide. We do
Now,
provide service here, though.
It did. So we passed the guy on the stairs who said like, "Hey, thanks for bringing me back, guys. Do we need to have our dead buddy here when we do the ceremony?"
Often the powers of the Stormlord work best in places that worship him. Unless your boat is a sanctuary for the Stormlord, we can perform it there. Or you can bring your friends here.
What? Sorry, I'm a complete newbie. But what constitutes a sanctuary for the Stormlord? The captain was talking about getting some upgrades maybe to the ship. I mean, that may be
It is a
an
holy
option.
place where all those are dedicated to the same purpose and service of his name.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring him back here, I think. What time do y'all close? Are y'all open just all the time?
Storms never cease.
Storms, that's true. That is true. Okay. Okay. You've been very helpful, sir. What was your name one more time?
My name is Lamar.
Lamar. Brother Lamar,
Brother
Father.
Lamar of the Stormlord.
Brother Lamar of the Stormlord. Cool. That's cool. Okay. All right.
I will say that those believers have walked away with this offering without any sort of true monetary sacrifice.
I see. We have some money. We do also, my friend here, he can reincarnate, which is, has some material components as well. We just weren't sure what kind of body they'd get back, We really wanted the one guy to have the same body, just he's alive again, that kind of thing. So it's good to know that that is an option.
All is possible with the gods above.
All is possible. I agree. I agree. So let me tell you my thing. I was on a ship, right? We're hunting sea monsters for bounties. And we found one that just was too dang big. I just started calling him the big boy, right? Anyway, all of us got killed except for me, um, fighting this big boy. And I assumed it was the Stormlord because it was during a storm, and I was really just giving him hell, giving him all I could, when I was the only survivor. So and now when I rush into battle, sorry, I think my blood sugar's getting a little low. I'm rambling, but when I rush into battle, I'm thinking about the Stormlord. So I would consider myself a follower.
It seems counterintuitive, but oftentimes on someone's walk of faith, the first step is just simply believing.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, you sit tight. We're gonna go bring our dead friend back, and then I'll do a little communion. How about that?
I look forward to seeing you again, brother.
Right, Brother Lamar. Thank you. Go ahead, Hadal. What was that?
I was just going to ask: could we do more than one at a time, like with the same sort of ritual that you're going to have to perform, because we have multiple companions in need of the service?
A deal can be made. Anything is possible with the Stormlord, but if you are not believers and you're requesting this service, then we can figure out maybe some sort of exchange for services. That would be possible.
Is there a way we could work it out in advance? Because I'm just imagining, and it's not like I want to be disrespectful or anything, but we've got dead bodies of our companions, and we have to bring them here, and only then find out if we would have to pay to have this done, which we are willing to do. Although if it was not, we're not having to pay, that'd also be preferable. It's just sort of like, in order to make this a decision, it seems like we're going to have to sort of wait on some very important information.
Do you wish to simply raise the dead, or do you wish for new forms?
The same forms would be preferable. I can raise them into different forms, but we were hoping that they could have their originals.
And how many brethren have you lost to the sea?
4, 5. 5? 5. Oh, yeah, 5.
Remember, there's Thimble.
I remember Thimble. I forgot Koa.
Well, for 5, we could probably attempt such a ritual, maybe for 3,000 gold pieces in a favor.
And could you tell me what the favor will be?
I would have to speak to the rest of my brethren for that. It's not often that we get somebody with enough coin to bring over 5 people for a ritual that cost us 700 gold to perform.
I understand.
But look, there's also the Stormlord, right? The Stormlord may just decide that
Absolutely.
I'm worthy enough, right? Is that how it works?
If he finds you worthy, then it's possible that you could walk out of here with all 5 of your companions without spending a single gold piece.
Interesting. So look, obviously Cord thinks I'm worthy. He saved me in the first place. This is important to me, so it might be important to Cord too.
I think that he's laid this path out in front of you, and it's your decision to take it.
But maybe again, also we bring some gold.
Again, I'm sorry for the loss of your companions. I hope that we can help you in any way that we can. I'm sorry, there's many needs on this island, and we have to cover costs of such powerful magic.
Right. Well, you've been very helpful. We may see you very soon. I think we're shopping around a little bit too. You know, we don't want to commit our rituals so quickly. You know.
Commitment is the next step in one's spiritual journey.
That makes sense. You ever hear like are you all about cord? You don't fuck with Melora either, or like what?
No, I fuck with Melora a little
Oh,
bit.
okay, cool. That makes sense then. All right, this should work out just fine then, I think.
Yeah. Well, I wish you all the best. I hope that you have smooth seas in front of you, and I hope that your sails are set full.
Wonderful. That sounds great. Yeah. Yeah.
It does.
The same to you, Brother Lamar. We might see you on the morrow or later today. It's still pretty morning. All right, Hadal.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks from Hadal too.
Thank you.
We start to walk out. It's like, how are we going to carry 5 bodies up that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It felt like a bit of a dead end, but I mean, if we need to do it, we could carry the chest of colding itself.
Yeah. Okay.
It felt like a bit of a strange sort of dice roll on whether we're going to have to pay or not. I mean, I guess that's not a terrible price for all 5, but and then also part of me feels a little bad for even caring about the price. But I mean, like, you know,
it is important.
I mean, it is a reality that we are limited in our funds. And I have to be honest, the thoughts crossed my mind a time or two to just, you know, tell Lily and the people from the village that, you know, it just couldn't be done. You know, we get Koa, of course, you know, and then obviously, maybe just Koa, and then
that can be done.
Just kind of don't, you know, couldn't do it. I mean, it's not like we're exactly like a charitable organization.
Well, I think though, like, so Thimble, obviously, that's coming out of his pay. But, I mean, Lily, that's coming out of her future pay, right? I thought that was the arrangement that the captain was
I think that was the arrangement. I like Lily, and that seems like she would be, you know, she'd be in some serious debt to the captain and take, you know, a long time to pay off.
Well, I mean, she's got a bit of a way to go to really being an adequate ship hand in the first place. But, you know, she's got a heart that's willing to learn. And
sure, I just imagine it would be maybe like, unless we just like get really, really lucky, it might be years before she's able to pay that off.
Well, you were just talking about not having steady crew all the time. Now you've got a guaranteed steady employed.
That's a good point.
Ship hand. So I think it's all on the level. It's fine. We shouldn't think about it too hard.
How about in the meantime? How about let's go meet back up with Val, and then maybe we could check out, you know, Melora or something and see what that's about.
Yeah, you guys make it down the stairs. You're about 3/4 of the way down when you see Val kind of running up the stairs towards you. Nauti's just behind, just stiffly walking up the stairs, bouncing behind her.
Speaking of the devil, hey, what's wrong? You okay? Did you get stabbed?
Aye, a bit.
Slashed?
Yeah.
A bit. I got stabbed a bit.
Did you stab him back? I mean, what's going on? Are you okay?
I'm all right. Do you remember how the Queen of Alkahari talked about forged, taking tea and whatnot?
Tea?
She gave Nauti a teacup as if he could ever drink it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. They got forged over there. They know how to drink tea and stuff, yeah. And wait. What's wrong? Go on.
I just met oh God.
What's wrong?
I meant a forged without a an artificer. A loose forged.
Oh, you met a wild robot? A wild robot?
Aye.
That's yeah, they're around, right?
Are they?
Well, cause I mean,
Have you ever met one of these and you didn't tell me?
I
mean, you've been getting at it like it's a thing that's possible.
well, I
It's just,
mean, it seems like it would be possible, right? I don't think I've ever met one, but I mean, eventually, right?
what? The mechanics you'd have to overcome, the programming, the absolute, the theorems, the paradoxes. It's just, it shouldn't be possible. It shouldn't be possible, and yet, I think we just met one. He was alone. He was alone, but definitely forged. He communicated with Nauti. He told him something. He asked him something. They interacted. I followed him to an alley. We fought a bit. Sorry.
Okay.
How did the temple go? Are we?
Oh, it's gonna be fine. They can do it all for a price, or like if Cord thinks I'm worthy, maybe he can do it for Koa. We're not too sure yet. But no.
The price? The price is right.
What did he say the price was? I wasn't too concerned with the price, honestly, because I'm pretty sure Cord's gonna find me worthy enough, and he'll bring everybody back as they were.
Right.
I think it was like 3,000 though for everybody.
Yeah, it's like 700 individual, but for a group of 5, they could do 3,000. You get a 500 gold discount.
And that's same bodies. We just do have to carry all the bodies up there.
Well, I mean, they're all in the chest. As long as we can carry the chest, that's all 5. Seems like a deal to me.
Is the chest like? Is it?
It's a pirate chest.
It's a pirate chest, so it's not a bag of holding. It's not a extra planar space.
It is an extra.
It is like
it is extra. Okay. So we haven't
size of a treasure chest.
We haven't shoved, bodies into a space they can't really fit. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
They're all in there currently.
They fit totally fine in there. It is an extra dimensional space, but it is something probably 2 people would have to carry up those stairs.
Right. Gotcha. That's negligible.
That price seems right to me.
It sounds okay, but like, okay, so confirmed, Warforged can awaken into sentient beings. I think I think I was the one that was saying that that's probably possible. And you were like, nah, that's not possible at all. Like, that's crazy talk. And then I was like, maybe your boy, it could happen to your boy too. And you was like, nah, that's not possible at all. And then you opened up his head, which was weird. And I agreed that maybe you was right. Maybe there's
gizmos and gadgets. There's no spark of the whatever it is that makes us alive.
Yeah, maybe. Look, all the forged I've seen was Kingdom assholes back in feed. So
same. It shouldn't be possible. It arcanically, mathematically, it shouldn't be possible. But I've just met one, so we got out alive. We'll let him go.
Oh, that's
I'll give
good.
him a cell phone in case he wants to contact us again. That could have broken a lot worse than it did.
Sure, but I mean, where did he was he headed anywhere? I mean,
he said he was looking for home.
Oh.
For more of his kind.
Oh.
Which has devastating implications.
He's looking for more awakened forged like himself. But did he say he already knew of other guys like him, or
I don't know. He said he was looking to find them. I don't know that he knows exactly where they are. He was wicked fast, that's true.
but he spoke?
He spoke.
He had
He
a voice.
spoke.
Well, I mean, the forged in feed would tell you to do stuff, like, hey, go on, get that kind of thing, I think that's how I met Hadal. One was talking shit to him. He was like giving him grief, and I was like, hey, leave that guy alone, that kind of thing. But they would just like patrol and, mostly mindlessly tell you what to do, like a cop or something,
Aye, it wasn't like that. I don't know if he'll reach back out. It's the ball's sort of in his court now. I shouldn't have split up. That could have breaking really bad, but
Yeah, it looks like you're bleeding a little bit, but it looks pretty shallow. He just might have
no,
nicked you.
it's I'm fine. I'm fine. Are we still shopping around, or are we pretty decided then?
We can go check out the Melora temple as well and get pricing there. I mean, it sounded like these guys, it's just they needed a little time to make sure they had their stuff, or did we have to bring materials? Just gold.
Just
cool.
Bodies and gold.
They just need a little time, little gold. So this one's kind of perfect. I understood there was a bit of a line at the Melora one, but we can still check it out.
Do you think we'll get a better price?
Probably a better price, but who's to say? Melora only knows.
Oh, I don't truck with any of that. So if you want to try another source, let's be on it. But
I think we should get more pricing.
It wouldn't hurt to ask, especially if it could save us 1,000 gold or something.
Does this one have a lot of steps, like the other one? Is it on a?
I don't know. I haven't been there.
As you guys make your way, you see that this one probably has about 400 steps. It goes all the way up to the very tip top of one of these spires. You see just a large tree growing up there, wildly crooked, like a bonsai or a juniper tree.
Can we see the line? Is the line on the steps like a water, like at a water park? Like a water slide?
Yeah. There's a bit of a line, but there's people at the bottom of the steps before you even go up that look like they are sisters in the service of Melora. Nun-like appearance, but they have kind of more ornate, like fall-colored outfits, long robes that are kind of a deep red, but kind of had twisted gold filigree on them. Some of the younger or the newer initiates are wearing kind of like green headscarves, and have one kind of old wizened follower sits on a step with a kind of a gnarled wood staff. As you guys approach, many blossoms and blessings upon all of you. Welcome to the Temple of Melora.
Well, thank you. I like your stick. I've got a stick.
Thank you.
Also.
Oh, it's a good stick.
Yeah. I was
sometimes I go on a walk.
and along the way you find just the perfect walking stick. It's hard to let go sometimes.
Sometimes a good stick, till it inevitably breaks is always a blessing.
Did you just have a shorter stick?
That's true. Some larger creatures might call it a wand, but to me it is indeed a staff.
Or a wooden spoon that you can stir soup with.
Sure, you could be that too. Say, sister, from all the way down here, how long usually does it take with
To
all
walk
the
up?
rituals? No, I mean I'm more or less curious about, like, let's say you go to a water park and there's a big long line for the water slide you're trying to ride, but at certain points in the line it says, like, hey, it's 20 minutes from this spot. Oh,
Yes.
no, it's an hour from back here.
Well, it depends on what kind of services you want. We could do simple enchantments down here at the bottom. Most of them are free of charge for any poor soul that requires a little bit of guidance or small healing that they might need down here at the bottom. We provide these services free of charge, of course. However, some of our more powerful rituals are up at the top, removing curses, any sort of restoration that you might need, or resurrection.
That's the one. We're shopping around. Yeah, it was very sad. We're shopping around for 5 dead guys. Yeah. We're hoping to get 5 dead guys. 5 dead guys back alive. Yeah.
What happened? You all so healthy and strong.
Well, let me tell you what happened. So, me and my pirate associates, we was just camped out. This guy, he's actually a first mate. Can you believe it? But
congratulations.
But yeah, we was camped out at a farm, and we noticed that this farm, big giant bugs was eating all their crops. So we offered to help them out, and then several of the farmers got killed. A couple of our crew got killed as well. Yeah, 5 people.
Did she fall asleep? Oh.
No, I have 5 people. First mate, congratulations. This is very sad.
All in the service of farming and nature and all agriculture and all.
Right, yeah.
Good. You all seem so nice. What are you doing in a place like this?
We are passing through. Yes, we are passing through. But we do stuff on the sea. We help out farmers where we can. And then when they die, we try to bring them back to life, it seems.
So
you're doing the Lord's work out there, all of you. Thank you for your services.
Yes. We were wondering. Yeah. Hadal, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, just, to continue where he left off, because we did lose a few companions, we were hoping we actually, brought their remains. And since it's only been a short time, we thought that it would be possible to find someone who could bring them back. We understand that these things are possible here in the Temple of Melora. And so we just thought we'd inquire, if that is true and how we could go about that.
Of course, life and death are 2 parts of the same cycle. And Melora, the weaver of all things, can make those roots grow new sprouts from old. She can bring life from that which is passed on as well.
You see, I told you. I told you that she would be able to. Melora, praise her. Praise her name.
If you want to wait about 3 weeks, there's absolutely, you can take a number and then you can wait and you can come back. We, of course, do not upcharge. If you bring your own spell components, we can do this service for you for free, of course. However, if you do require components, we can provide those for the price of those components. However, if any of you wish to dedicate yourself to the service of Melora, and only she could tell you in which way these things grow.
Right.
So if
They
we
would need somebody with powerful nature magic, viewed with the heart of the world inside of them.
Oh, that
A
sounds.
slight descendant from the Mundo Shaman, or who knows what powers they might get from.
Sorry, what was that?
Melora.
Mumbo? What'd you say? Mondo. What'd you say there? What was it? I didn't
Descendant
understand the
from
words you
what?
said.
The Mundo Shaman, it's
Mundo
a
Shaman.
kind of religious figure in our circles, a saint, if you will.
Oh, neat. That's pretty neat.
Hadal, your magic's sort of nature-y.
Oh,
Indeed.
Oh, he does great
Oh, yeah,
natureful
yeah.
things.
Indeed. What of it? I don't understand what we're talking about now.
It'd be dedicating yourself to a deity,
And then what?
and then
And then we get free
and then
we
the
get our
deity,
buddies.
you would be able to cut the line a little bit if you wish.
I see.
For followers of Melora, there's always a fast pass system that we have for this water slide.
It seems a little bit corrupt, really. I mean, are the followers of Melora's dead more important to raise?
Well, no, I think it's just if you're the follower and you got dead friends, you get to kind of skip the line a little bit. Maybe not 3 weeks, but
that's how it works.
It's like a
oh,
membership.
that is how it works. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That seems a little bit corrupt.
Oftentimes, the powers of the gods are dependent on those who serve the gods. And while we understand that this isn't quite fair, there is a large need, and the needs of Melora, she puts it forth of us, and we try to push along her will above all else, because that is ultimately what we serve here.
I see. Well, all right. Thank you very much for that offer. We will certainly consider it, and we'll have a lovely day.
Here. And she takes a number out of.
Oh, right, 3 weeks. It'll at least.
I give you one. It'll probably be more like a little over 2.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're so sweet.
Thank you. That is very kind.
I'm sorry I cannot do more for you, but if you find yourself poisoned or an arm, finger might be severed, we might be able to heal the wound a little bit, probably not reattach an arm or anything. But
all right, we'll be sure to come by. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Please,
even for conversation.
I'm walking away.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much,
Thank
sister.
you. Yeah.
Blessings,
cool.
blessings,
I found this
blessings.
walking stick when I was.
Just kind of.
All right. So it really doesn't feel like either of these are particularly good options, but certainly between the two, cord seems like it'd be the better. I have no intention of dedicating myself to this goddess. That seems like not.
Oh, okay.
But then we get free resurrections.
Sure, that'd be lovely. I am not interested in Melora, and I have a feeling it's not like I could just be like, I am, and then it'll be that.
Right.
It'll be more in depth. There might have to be some sort of ceremony where they will know, if I'm being sincere, and I'm not, and I will not be.
You can't just fake it.
I just don't think it'll work that way. I think they won't, I think they'll know.
That's such bullshit.
I mean, I didn't expect them to do it for free. So that they even have that as an option, I guess, is something. But I just am not interested in Melora personally. So Sinclair, if you are already a follower of Cord, are you not?
Yes, and Melora a bit. I only sort of started to rep Cord because I thought he saved me from that shipwreck and the big boy and the storm and all that. But we followed Melora forever,
Oh well, then I mean, if you are already a follower of Melora.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I kind of dipped my toes in both deific pools, if you will.
I mean, maybe then we're already good to go then.
Well, I've never been dedicated.
Would you like to be?
I mean,
what are our options laid out before us? We've got some sort of trial with Cord.
Yeah, I
which
do
you
like
are
the
sort
sound
of
of that one.
affiliated.
And we would
Yeah,
still we would still need to pay 3,000 gold.
Unless
Oh,
I'm
was that
just
the deal?
really worthy of
Oh,
all
right. Yeah,
5
it's
people.
not really clear how that would work out.
No, it's not at all.
So a possible freebie on all 5 if you're worthy of Cord, or if you dedicate yourself to Melora, sort of a fast pass situation,
Right.
possibly for free. Seems like it's the choice is yours then.
Yeah, I guess
Freebie
so.
either way, whoever you want to dedicate yourself to.
Could do both too, though, right?
I mean,
Oh, why
I
bother?
think you could, but yeah, it seems like that's not
You
necessary.
could.
Just do both. So like, y'all don't. What's it? I mean, Val, you want to be dedicated to Melora? You got any?
Absolutely not.
Is it a god thing or like just a Melora thing?
That's a god thing in general. I don't really believe anything till I see it. So.
Oh right, that would make sense. Yeah.
A seagull. Kind of flips on his shoulder.
and Hadal, you're not a godly guy. You don't know
I mean,
gods.
I certainly do believe in the gods, or that they are. It's just I don't really find that sort of connection compelling. I mean, I see a great deal of mystery and power in the world around us. I mean, the ocean is teeming with all kinds of energy and power, and there's a great many ways of communing with the earth around us. And I don't need sort of a personification of that, if you will. It's just not. Like I said, I believe that they exist. Thankfully, I haven't had any, interactions personally, but yeah, I just don't find that particularly compelling.
That sounds sort of Melora-ish, though. That way of thinking.
Sure, but I assume also in following Melora, you have to sort of dedicate yourself to Melora, and I'm not particularly interested in that. If being a devout follower of Melora means I do exactly what I already do and believe exactly what I already believe, then party on. I'm in. I've done it. Huzzah.
You did it, and you did it well. You've been doing it. I'll probably think about it. I'll sleep on it. Maybe flip a coin before bed.
Even if you do both dedicate yourselves to Melora, was the deal okay? Well, if one of you dedicates yourself to Melora, the deal was a speedier.
And then if either you provide the spell components or just pay for how much the components cost. So like a revivify, I guess you just give them 300 gold, and they would have the diamond dust or something like that, So whatever the spell component for, what is it, 500 gold for Raised Dead?
It's 500 gold for components for Raised Dead, but they were speedier as in immediately, or are we still talking?
Seems sooner than 2 weeks for sure. Immediately.
How did you do that? What?
Emojis on or reacts. No, not that.
Weird.
No, dog. I just put it up. I didn't touch anything.
For real?
I didn't touch anything. I'm not touching anything.
Do it again though, with both hands. Okay, I didn't do it though. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
is it because you're the owner of the call? What is?
I'm not the owner of the call. That's call. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what call I didn't do.
I didn't start it today.
Rock on.
Whoa! What?
What the hell? I can't believe it's been like, how long is it? Is it something I've got to turn on?
That's cool.
What if I do shakas? Does do anything when we do shakas?
Hold it.
Give me a wave.
What about like a middle finger? No, they probably would have something for that.
Let me see.
No. I wonder if
that was cool. Do that again. Whoa!
Crazy. I can't believe that. I wonder if you have to turn it on.
That's fun.
It's beautiful. I love
just
that.
Discovered it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was very surprised with the thumbs up. I was over here like, what the fuck did I just do?
I assumed you had done that.
Nope. Hands up, baby. You guys
I
can't
thought
do it.
I thought you were doing a thing where you're
Hang
clicking a
on.
hotkey and like, look, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah,
Look.
because you had your other hand down, so I thought you were like clicking it or something.
Did you do that? No.
I did that from reactions. I don't know. I didn't. Wow.
I'm excited to see what the rest of these things are. Are you looking them up, Colin?
I wonder if it's because you're the owner of the call. You set the mood.
Ooh, do the peace sign.
Oh.
Sick.
Ooh, form a heart with your hands. Oh my gosh. How do you do them?
I've been muted for a while, I guess.
Anyway, we can move on.
It is 12.
It is late.
Oh yeah.
Let's call it. I'll think for a week on which deity I'll commit myself to.
Rock and roll.
For discount resurrection.
I gotta do both.
More enthusiastic.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to rock.
We're committing ourselves to deities.
Okay.
Oh, can we where are we staying tonight? That's all.
I was going
yacht
to.
Club?
I was
The
planning
yacht
on.
club.
I was. Oh yeah. Well, I was planning on taking everybody to Fodrick and Diala's because it's like it's a nice inn and pub, good affordable food. They're really nice, not shady people, and it's actually strangely nice for being in such a sketchy place.
Is it not full of people because it's so nice?
I think it's kind of unknown. You know, it's pretty quiet. I think they try to keep it to like regulars. You know, so it's not like they're
out of the way hostel. You got to find it on like a Lonely Planet guide.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Maybe it's like an enchanted thing where like just like the dodgy folks can't find it.
Oh, it's based on alignment.
Like screening glyphs.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No chaotics in here. Only waffles.
I would still say it's before noon by the time you guys get done with all of this still. If you guys want to start heading that way, we can get you guys set up with a couple of rooms. Maybe we'll start there as you guys are kind of putting your bags down or something like that next game.
Sure.
Sweet. First morning in Mulajara.
Mulajara.
What a crazy place.
I was thinking that Warforged was going to be a slow burn. I had him in my mind for a long time.
Slow burn in what sense? Like we were gonna.
I thought that you're gonna catch glimpses of him throughout your time here, and that hopefully it would happen eventually.
Crit the survival roll.
Yeah, but you crit that survival roll. You found it.
No, I was like, sure, this is not Ado. This is not Ado.
I thought it might have been Ado until you mentioned a sword, and I was like,
so the swords came out. I was like, Ado may just have swords now.
Swords
cool.
came out of both of his arms. Is that?
And this one you met in 30. Wow. But no, I thought about it for a little bit, and then I was like, I don't think Ado would be here. I think it would just be, didn't know how that would go, but yeah.
All right. Good night, gang. I enjoyed it.
Night. Hell yeah.
See you guys.
Good night.
Think about.
Yeah.
See you later.
See ya. There it is. Bye. Good night.
Bye.